And uh, it just does this thing where I have to enter in the information. Hold on, let me do that real quick. Uh, All right, gives people a minute to log on anyway, and save. Because takes a minute. Like, this is just our equivalent of our countdown. All right, save. All right. We don't have any list. Yeah. All right. Hey, it's Ross Payton with Role Playing Public Radio. I'm still figuring out this Restream.io replacement for StreamYard. And we were playing Mothership today. But first off, this is for the Role Playing Public Radio, RPPR's Patreon, patreon.com/RPPR. If you want to play, you can play in games like this. If you go to patreon.com/RPPR and sign up at the $10 level or above, where you can get all kinds of cool things, including bonus podcasts, access to online games. I consult with patrons. We're starting to branch into video, where we're doing video episodes, looking at funny things and weird RPG PDFs. And I create my own and publish my own RPG scenarios now, in a variety of systems that patrons can get. So it's a really, if you like tabletop RPGs, it's we got years worth of back catalog, after hours podcast, artwork, specialized series, and all kinds of cool things to check out. So I've been doing this since 2015, at least the Patreon. So yeah, it's pretty neat. But yeah, today we're playing Mothership. Mothership is a blue collar sci-fi horror RPG, and the scenario is called Station Above the Clouds. And we have two brave agents of the let's see here, Parthenon Corporation. So as they're going undercover in a, that's why everything's so quiet. I had my sound down. Anyways, why don't we first introduce on Restream order, Klaus, please tell us about your character.
Klaus Nadau is a merc working for an outfit that hires out to Parthenon, and he's been sent on the wrong mission, or rather, they didn't know what mission they were sending him on when they, as a practical joke, included a dress uniform, a revolver with one round, a challenge coin for facing incredible odds, and a pamphlet with the signs of parasitical infection on the signs of parasitical infection. So he's kind of worried about this mission, to be honest.
Yeah, fair enough. And then we have Weird. Please tell us about Orson.
Orson Calvert is a scientist, and he is just kind of gung ho to get out there and do sciencey stuff. He wants to learn all about the universe, and he's super excited to find out what is going on with this seemingly Edenish planet that isn't Edenish. I don't know why he has a flamethrower. I'm sure he thought it was a good idea. I'm not quite sure how much ammo it has, because there's one thing on one page, one other thing another page, but that's we'll work it out eventually. But yeah, he just wants the science. He just loves the science thing. Science everything.
I know the answer to the ammo thing, and that is not enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So your briefing is that you are going to a planet called Yusuhara 4, because it's the fourth planet from the sun in the solar system. It is owned by the Nagaro Corporation. And Yusuhara has been heavily terraformed. Breathable air, good gravity, and it's far enough away from the star that it's not getting lethal amounts of radiation. There's an ozone layer. It's got it is near Eden quality. It's not quite, the Eden category is like everything's like, perfect Earth like, but it would be pretty easy to turn into a colony and make it into a substantial profit center. Nagaro only has a research station and its associated infrastructure. A little a space dock for supply missions, and that's about it. And so Parthenon is very intrigued why Nagaro is not monetizing this planet, and so they've subcontracted out, and they've sent you two to just go poke around and find out what's going on. This is not a life or death mission, as far as you know. This is a report, you investigate and report back kind of mission. You don't even know what Parthenon's intentions towards Nagaro are. You don't know if their ultimate goal is to take over, or if this is, so this is just, intel gathering. Both of you don't even know one of you give me the name of the company, the independent contracting company you're technically working for. Let's see here. We could
But Crystal Logic.
Gangplank.
Gangplank. Oh, I like that. So yeah, Gangplank. You're working for them. You've come out of as we begin the game. You're landing on Yusuhara 4, and your ship is unloading supplies, and you've been in enough sleep for long enough that you're supposed to stay 3 days on the planet side. So as we begin, you've seen the planet as you came down from orbit. It is heavily, this region is, there are oceans, there's multiple biomes on this planet, but the biome that you're going to is forested in a very mountainous area with deep valleys and tall peaks and rivers cutting through the bottom of these valleys for the most part. It seems to be lush, humid, not pretty cool. I'd say like 60 degrees Fahrenheit on average. But there's high precipitation. So it's not raining when you get there, but there's like a mist in the air. Probably because this place, you're not at the research station itself. You're landing in the wide valley, sort of one of the most open areas in this place. The research station, where the primary research station, is at a mountain peak, and they've built some. You can see some like roads and gondolas that are sort of a basically one transportation network to get supplies from this is the main town of the planet, and the research station is in the mountain peak above. So like so there's probably like there's population 207 people on the planet, permanent. 207 in the town. You don't the how many people are in the research station is classified. And Is there any, your ship has access to scanners, you can do scanning. There's also a background like public information dossier, but basically regulations say you have to stay 3 days on the planet for your bodies to you can't just go cryo sleep. And also it's just good for morale that you get some time on a planet side. And it keeps people from getting space madness if they get some downtime between long haul cargo missions. So, and you can mingle with the townspeople. There's a bar and that kind of thing. But it's you can see that this area, the forest and vegetation is pretty thick in this planet. They've cleared out. You do notice that the town has set up sort of a wide area, clear cut area around everything related to the infrastructure. Um, that they don't let anything grow too close to anything important. There's a lot of solar panels set up. There's a dam not too far from the town that they're using for hydropower as well. Um, so yeah. Is there anything, Klaus? Is there anything you want to figure out before you step onto onto the Usahara town, or we'll just call it, yeah, the Usahara. That's what they call the town.
Yep.
They're not very creative.
I'm going to confer with Orson
Okay.
regarding my equipment situation. That I've been clearly we're undercover because I've been issued basically nothing except for this nice dress uniform, which I expect to be using more at a ball than in.
Yeah, you do
the
have
woods.
like utility, Gangplank Inc. utility uniform as well.
Yeah. But
What's
at
your
least
question?
the dress uniform is armored, barely. But yes, Orson. Like, have you
Mhm.
been given any indication that this mission is, shall we say, more than it seems? Because I'm not sure. At least I've got a bad feeling about this.
Oh, so do I. But I can't tell if I should have a bad feeling or if it's just the reputation that Eden planets have. You know, the reputation Eden planets have. They don't completely deserve the reputation, but they have the reputation of always having a nightmare in them, right? They just do. They usually don't actually have one. It's mostly myths. Only occasionally does it turn out that the plants are actually made out of razor wire or whatever. That's rare. We're probably fine.
Yeah, the Eden planets are super rare as it is, and we get one of the Eden
I
planets that are also a nightmare situation. That would be
Yeah, it
unlikely.
almost never happens. It happens way less often in the literature than they say it does.
Yeah.
Mostly it's just for scary movies.
Yes.
Yeah, I should probably do some kind of a scan though. Anyway, just because.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
You have the
let's
education
run
here. They
a
wouldn't give that to
scan.
me after I joined signed the contract.
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to be a soldier, so
Yeah,
here I am.
that's that I point him that's right. I keep forgetting. That's my other concern. Why do they send you along if it's perfectly safe?
Well, they didn't send me with much, but I'm probably your bodyguard in this case. My instructions were unclear. All I have is this pamphlet on parasitical signs of parasitical infection.
Yeah, Gangplank's HR staff keeps getting cut in half for some reason. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's
Also, I
fine.
did comment a few things to my immediate superior last mission, so maybe that's part of it. But like, he
Yeah.
was operating very inefficiently, and well, let's not get into it. Let's just do our job here and scan the planet or whatever sciencey thing you want to do.
Scan for life. I mean, there are life forms. I'm not sure what else
Yeah,
to
yeah,
do.
yeah. I mean, you can
I've got
see
so many things. Yeah.
vegetations. The background dossier just, yeah, says the planet does have an ecosystem and life and oxygen, from the plants, which are mostly transplanted, or there's it doesn't really go into whether these are native plants that were evolved on this planet, or if they're transplanted, genetically engineered, derived from Earth life, but modified to adapt to this planet. You doesn't I'd say it's been terraforming for a century now. And yeah, so it's ripe for exploitation. So yeah, you can give me a. Are you looking at it through a particular lens, like one of your skills, or are you just like general
Yeah. About that.
purpose? Yeah,
Um. That's so many. I mean, if you do botany, it's only plus 10%. Exobiology is plus 20%. So
yeah. I guess it's probably help more if you tell me what you're trying to figure out.
yeah. Okay. Uh. Okay. Here's what I'm trying to figure out. What I'm trying to figure out, or what I want is um a brief visual, or it doesn't have to be visual, but a brief overview of all the non-visual information that I can easily grab with scanners, whatever that is, and see if it matches what we're seeing is in Eden. But like whatever kind of energy signatures, in Star Trek-ish terminology, whatever kind of
Okay.
energy signatures or anything I can pull off of this, like if we had tricorders, you know, Does the non-visual stuff match?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Give me. That's obviously
Biology.
intellect.
Uh-huh.
You can use. Yeah, you can use exobiology for this. Sure.
All right.
Plus 20, so you have a 64% chance of success.
Alas, I failed. So that's +1 stress.
It is +1 stress.
Yep.
Yeah, you have no idea. Yeah, you cannot find a satisfactory answer to that question. Um, Klaus, is there anything you want to try and figure out while Orson is wrestling with these unfamiliar scanning machines? Or
Equipment.
Well, I am, flipping through the pamphlet a bit, but I can roll military training to see if there's any unusual ways they've set up the structures and bases and
oh,
research
sure.
outpost. Like,
Yeah.
is there any indication there that something's off? That's a 33 under its intellect plus skill, right?
Yeah.
So that's 33 under 54. So yeah.
Forgot if doubles are crits in Mothership.
I believe so. I think they are.
Um. Okay. Yeah. You realize that they are crits. Okay. Yeah. Um. There's hostile life. There's hostile entities in the forest for sure. That they have set up a grid of cameras, and with a crit you spot hidden sentry turrets. You don't know what they're armed with, but the mechanisms are there, pop-up turrets and that kind of thing. To they're That's why they clear cut so far from the forest. So there's the forest is dangerous.
Oh,
um,
great.
but it's a
Yep.
ground-based threat. Um,
Monsters in Eden.
yeah, but
So
the but you know it the you also can see though the way the town is set up, the way that the dam is set up. These things are not too dangerous because like more than a nuisance, but less than like an existential threat, like a predictable um problem that can be dealt with is your read of the situation. Like,
yeah, so not something they'd stop exploiting the planet over.
it would make it more expensive for sure. Well, yeah, I mean, unless there's something about this that you don't know,
Yeah.
like you need more information, but it does not seem like it seems like something that they could solve for.
Yeah, by
But
cutting away forest.
yeah, it's odd.
Napalm, it solves everything.
Well, I mean, if you napalm the forest, though, then you're losing. It no longer is an Eden-like planet, right? Like that, you
Yeah.
start losing the biosphere that you need to support human life too. Um,
That's stuff before.
yeah, and you can see wood being used in the town as a construction material. So that's obviously not the trees inherently. They're using products from the forest. They're harvesting resources from the forest.
Mm.
So the
The plant life, is that Earth-based or is it local, native?
you don't know. Klaus failed this check, so
Ah.
yeah.
You mean
And
Orson?
that yeah, sorry, Orson failed his check. Yeah, you have to figure that. So that's all you're able to do before you land. So you land. There's you and four other people on the gangplank crew. There is a bored looking, well, not quite bored, but weary middle-aged woman named Caitlin. She gives you a safety briefing. She says, "Don't leave the town. Don't go into restricted areas. Restricted areas are marked with yellow hazard paint. Without authorization." I will say we do have you're authorized to stay as long as you want. Really, we were not in charge. Your credit's been fined here at our tavern and commissary. As per your contract, we do have a area in our barracks here at the spaceport for you to stay for free. But and there is a cafeteria, or here are your commissary chips that you can use for meals 3 times a day. Anything else you have to spend your own money on. Um, do not leave the town. Do not interact with local wildlife. The forest does have hostile life forms. I'm not. We that is currently the reason why this planet is not being colonized. Is we are trying to figure out how to deal with the hostile life forms. Don't ask about the hostile life forms. We can't just tell you about them. We're not. It's in our contracts not to reveal details about it, but they are hostile, and we're not responsible for you if you go into the forest. We also do have Gangplank and let's see here. Nagaro Corporation signed agreement. There is an optional job here. We are a bit shorthanded on labor. The supplies you have dropped off here have to be taken up to a research station, and it would help us quite a bit if we had extra people to help move it from here to there. We need, of course, 48 hours to prepare the shipment. So you have 2 days to decide. It pays this much, 1,000 credits or whatever. And it should, if any of you take the job, obviously your ship is not going to leave without you. We will provide medical support if you need it during the job. Otherwise, are there any questions? Obviously, standard civilian law applies here. Don't start any fights. We do have a couple of marshals and a jail. So just behave and be nice. We have a bar. We have a holo theater. We just got a shipment of Holo Movies Entertainment for 2 months ago, beamed in. So, that movie nights are still popping off. Yeah, we've distilled our own. Yeah. Any questions?
This job, just transport, and you're
Yeah.
assigned.
It's if you, it's yeah, Teamster stuff. But it's not. It's not hard. It's not difficult. It's just someone's got to watch the cargo, machines and make sure everything gets up there. You'll be basically extra pairs of hands for the primary shippers. You'll just be their little helpers. It's not hard. It's just
Physical labor.
Yeah, well, watching the machine to make sure they don't fuck up. That's
And
yeah.
this job, what's the path? Does it go through the cleared part of the forest or something?
Well, you saw there's a road leading up to it's going up some roads up the mountains, taking some gondolas, and then taking some more roads and taking some more gondolas.
Threat assessment wise, is there a risk of being attacked while we're
No,
transporting?
you're safe. We have cleared out all of the things. The hostile life forms stay to the forest, and they do not try to reclaim the forest or unless something's immediately in their view. They're not. Again, it's an issue we're dealing with.
Okay, can I try to talk security to get some more intel on the hostile life forms? Just like implied information, just based on the questions I'm asking.
Yeah, that's a intellect check.
All right, with military training.
Sure.
All right, I'll roll again. That is just a success if we're presuming that spot on works. If not, then it's a fail.
No, yeah. If you roll right on the number, it's a success. So, what are you most trying to figure out?
General behavior of the enemy, like she mentioned how it acted, but what will it do if it actually engages? That sort of stuff. What can we be expecting in melee, ranged? Is there any specific extra things like, oh yeah, we need to rush them off to medical immediately after that happens? Stuff like that.
The way she's talking about it, she's more sounding like they're like dangerous but wild animals, like animal intelligence, not like organized. Um, probably, yeah.
I wonder if they're wild. They're probably not wild artificials, but I hope they're wild. That wouldn't make sense. I just want to see some wild artificials. I think they're neat.
Yeah, she probably is not like, she's obviously not like afraid of them, but like, packs of wild wolves running around the forest. So that kind of thing. That's the vibe you're getting from her. It's like, those fucking things, whatever they are. So, which to you is not like an unsurmountable problem if you want to colonize a planet. Especially if there's a lot of money to be involved, you could throw a lot of money at solving this problem. So, yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I think we're barking up the wrong tree, somewhat literally.
Yeah. So, Orson, do you want to ask any questions?
I'm not sure how to ask that would actually be persuasive at all, but yeah, I'm also curious, super curious as to the nature of the hostile life forms. Such a generic term, it begs to be further defined.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you'd have to find some way to give them incentive to tell you and break their NDAs.
Yeah, exactly. And the briefers during this, briefing is probably not. That is undoubtedly being recorded, is probably not going to be highly motivated to tell you. So, you could obviously, this might be something you could, loosen someone's lips at the bar, which she did mention. And yeah,
we have credits.
You do have credits. And you can also sign on for that job to go up to the research station above the clouds.
Yeah, I figured probably that.
We could also infiltrate it by wandering through the. Oh wait, no.
That's true. You could also sneak on board the cargo and not, that way you can be true spies. So yeah. So the briefing ends. People ask some other questions about like, oh, is there a map? What kind of booze you got here, and what kind of drugs you got here, and
what were the hollows you got in?
Yeah, do you do anything for fun?
In the briefing, I asked them if there's any other scientists around here. Like, is there a scientist meetup group?
She said no. Well, I mean, there are scientists permanently stationed at the clouds. They don't come down too often. There's a couple of scientists and engineers here you could look up if you want to talk shop, but there's not like we don't have enough people for like a social club or anything like that. Right. So yeah, there's a couple engineers who will look after the infrastructure. There's a couple of botanists who study the local wildlife or local, fauna, flora, and that kind of thing. So, yeah, the six of you are cut loose. You and the four NPC spacers. But yeah, it's a small town. There's typical small outpost town kind of things. And you can. Do you want to sign up for the cargo job?
I'm going to talk with Orson about that. So,
right.
What do you feel, Orson? We're going to be there very officially, so we can't. We're going to have a harder time getting away.
I guess maybe. Yeah, I guess maybe. Without any other. I mean, if you had maybe some other points of view on it, someone could maybe come up with a great reason why we should sneak on there. But I feel like it'll be easier to get there if just two of us. And if the scientists up there, what I'm hoping is that I can scientists they'll be more willing to talk, or they might just give away a lot of stuff on accident.
Yeah, you think they might talk shop?
Yeah.
Okay,
Or
yeah.
like even if they're trying to be careful about it, I mean, us scientists, we're all crazy wild headed.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. We talk shit with the boys all the time, so.
And I mean, this planet, whatever's going on here, it's certainly interesting. I can't. It's frustrating that I have no idea what's going on here, but I'm sure it's fascinating.
Yeah, you really ought to take some courses for those scanners. They cost so much. I can't afford it. I've been trying to, switch my career around, but it's just impossible.
Well, they
Like
changed the
10,000 credits just
yeah. They needlessly change the user interface on them like every 6 months. You have to retrain yourself on them. Pay for another
Yeah, but
course to
at least
retrain yourself.
if you have the basis, you can do that. But
You'd think
the courses
so.
are so expensive. Anyway, let's
That's how
go
they
to the
get you.
bar. Let's go to the bar. I need a drink.
Yeah.
Good idea.
So go to the bar. It's actually pretty hopping. It seems like the locals know when the spaceship shows up, and they're just waiting to see what the new people are going to do. And there are some people already winking and flirting at all of you. You kind of feel like new meat being put on display. So
Oh my God!
yeah.
I'll check my pamphlet again.
Yeah. And yeah, very deeply plausible future tech issues. Yeah, updating the scanner UI every 6 months does sound like a bullshit thing they would do.
And charge you for the retraining. Yeah.
Yep, and charging for the retraining, of course. So the but yeah, there's people there. There's old gristle hands. There are younger workers there who are clearly regretting their choices to sign up here, because it quickly becomes apparent that there's not a lot to do. They do have some intramural sports.
What
Archery is pretty popular here because they can shoot from the town into the clear cut with drone set up targets, and
whittle their own arrows.
and whittle their own arrows, of course. Yeah. Other than that, they can't leave the town too much, so they get not quite stir crazy. They're trying to. The people walk up and down the road on slow days. Up and down the mountains, so there's a lot of hiking. Well, very not quite hiking because they have to stay on the road. But
But
yeah,
you're telling us that some of these people are ready to explode with gossip and information.
oh yeah,
as long as we trade them some stories from
oh
what's
yeah.
happening
So
out there.
yeah, you don't even have to roll for this. You just kind of yeah, tell me what kind of person you're wanting to get some gossip from. Like what profession?
The hunters who are not allowed to hunt.
Oh, well, some of the archers? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you buddy up to them and start talking and trading stories. And yeah, they tell you, they mentioned, oh yeah, well, Steve here is our best shot. He even tagged one of the husks once, and then he gets elbowed. It's like, oh, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, you can hit a moving drone husk. Yeah. So you without having to roll anything, you learn the term for whatever these things are called husks. Yeah.
Oh no, I look at all the many terms that use the word husks in the Science of Parasitical Infection pamphlet.
None of them are good.
None of them are good. Not a one.
Meanwhile, Orson.
Yeah, I can be with him, or else I'm listening for any. They might not actually be scientists.
There are some scientists here.
Any nerdy type conversation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or do the same thing with them.
Yeah. So they what kind of scientists are you looking for? Like what kind of job?
Anything, but ideally, I mean, I'm listening for like if anyone uses Latin to refer to the name of a plant or something. That's my people there, for example, or anything exobiology ish.
Okay, yeah. So what you figure out, you talk to them, and they say, they do let slip that the research station does all the actual research. He's job really is just to monitor all the sensors and drones that are sent into the forest to gather data and make sure that they're calibrated accurately, which is fine because the people up in the station get kind of weird about things, and the whole he says it's kind of on one hand it's kind of frustrating not knowing why this planet he signed on because he thought this planet was going to get colonized. He'd be in at the ground floor.
And they haven't even told you why they not whether or not.
No, it's classified, and only people at the research station and Nagara HQ are
But surely you've got
higher.
theory.
Well, it's yeah. There's something that they're not telling that they're not telling me. But on the other hand, they get kind of weird up there. They're pretty isolated. You think this is lonely and isolated? Like there's at least 200 of us here. There's like 30 people up there, maybe. And our job is basically to keep running. His main thing is to supply them electricity, right? Like the hydropower, the solar shit, and ferry the supplies that you guys drop off up to them, and then send up repair crews whenever something breaks. But other than that, they don't want to hear from us. They grow
Like
their own food.
Ivory Tower situation.
Yeah, and they're real weird. And
I look forward to meeting them then. Like,
yeah. Oh, you signing up for one of those cargo runs? Yeah.
We're thinking about it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm just running out the rest of my contract and getting the fuck out of here. I don't think this planet's it seems like from what limited communications I've seen that whatever is keeping this planet from flagging this planet as a no-go is the research station is real intent on not. They don't want this planet to be colonized. Doctor. What is his name? I did not give him a name. Let's see here.
Stanley.
No, too.
Green.
Character here. Into the motherships. Dr. Carver.
Okay.
Yasuko Carver. Dr. Yasuko Carver. Dr. Carver doesn't want this planet to be colonized. And
he's in charge of everything? He's like the director or something?
Yeah, he's in charge of the research station. You'll probably meet him because, again, you'll probably meet it. Very ask a lot of questions, but doesn't give a lot back in return. Pretty cold. Yeah, pretty cold, pretty distant. And I think the thing is, whatever science research they're doing is pretty important to Nagaro. Nagaro must find it more valuable than turning this planet into a colony. So
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, because the stated reason is, the hostile life forms, and those the hostile life forms are not great, but I feel like I could deal with them. I got ideas.
So I overheard they're apparently husks, whatever that means.
I haven't heard you to say anything. I don't know. Yeah. So this would require some kind of role to get this guy to yeah.
So, intellect. I want to intellect check him. I want to try to intellect check him to talk him into it.
Yeah. All right.
44.
Yeah. Go for it.
Okay.
Can you use your linguistics bonus to trap him into an argument about the definition of the term husks?
Yeah. I don't know that. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Crit success. So yeah, it's about the definition. About look, I'm gonna figure it out anyway. Can you just save me time?
Damn, it's been a while since I've had a good conversation. Sure, I'll break my NDA for you.
Mm.
Um, the husks are um these. I don't know how. I think this is like a all these plants are like transplants, right? They're not. They were planted a century ago, and a centuries like adapted life plant, earth plants that were genetically engineered to adapt to this planet's. And they must have had a bad bioweapon project amongst them that kind of took root.
Just usually what
Um,
happens.
they're they're these plant like humanoid creatures that grow, and they look like plant people, all right, and they will grab people, drag them into the forest. They're the sap that they emit is a sedative, and when a person's unconscious, they will sprout roots around them, absorb them, and then there'll be little vegetative clones of that person.
That
But they
sounds
don't.
so scary and cute.
The what?
So that sounds scary and cute.
It's not cute at all. It's
No,
terrifying.
no, it's yes, it's terrifying, but it does sound fascinating though, doesn't it? Not.
Yeah, it's fascinating, but it's they dropped a bioweapon project in their fucking colony planet, and at least that's my theory. I have no fucking idea. Maybe it is like a native life form that evolved that way. And anyways, they there's not that many of them. You just can never they're almost impossible to detect in the forest unless they're attacking. Like but there's just enough of them that anytime you go in the forest, you're on a clock before one of them pops out and tries to grab you. So when we need to go into the forest, we use jetpacks, and just
Fly
keep
around.
hopping. Well, they're more jump packs than jet packs per se. They don't keep you there forever, but you just keep leaping, and just short flights. You get pretty good at it, and you can use the afterburners as you on your way down to burn your way through the canopy to land safely. Some people figure out are good enough that they can jump from tree to treetop. Um, or look for clearings, and you just keep moving that way. It's it's not super dangerous if you're trained for it and you've practiced for it. Like we have simulations and shit like that. But like, we uh it's a hassle to deal with. Like if a drone goes down in the forest, we have to send them out to go pick up the drone. um and yeah, it's a hassle for sure. And of course, watching the first wave of colonists here, the first people, man, they had a rough time until they figured out how to deal with these things. There was some nightmare video footage. I can't I could there that I have locked up in my office. God. Yeah. But yeah, husks, they're pretty fucked up.
So there are these plant things that can turn people into plant things.
Yeah, it's like a plant zombie. Like think
Huh.
human shaped but plant, and they'll grab you, knock you out with their sap, and then absorb you, and then there'll be little clones of you running around, plant man clones.
Yeah, that's cute and horrible. Yeah.
It's not cute at all. Why would you say that's cute? What the
What can I
fuck?
say? Like I've seen a lot of crazy shit out here in deep space. I mean, what can I
Yeah,
say?
all right. Well, you tell me something fucked up then.
Um, I mean, skeletons aren't supposed to be able to eat flesh, but I've seen that.
What? All right,
Yeah.
so you got to tell them. Is this something that actually happened to your character? Or you just bullshitting?
I don't. Bullshit seems fine. Yeah, but
Okay.
but it sounds pretty convincing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you didn't make your
That,
roll, so yeah.
that's the 33.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
That
Yeah.
guy's going to have more nightmares than he usually has.
Oh no, terrible. Yeah. So, This by now you've been drinking for a while. Both of you should make strength checks.
All right.
All right. Mm, That's
I barely made it.
I did not make it. I did not
Woohoo.
save myself.
Well, if you don't make it, you're done. You're not doing anything useful tonight.
Well, that's true. I heard the term husks, and then I was out.
Yeah, no,
Just
you're
dra-
not necessarily out. You're just not like on mission. So you could tell me you could just do some drunken archery with the boys, and shooting at drones at the edge.
I mean, until I get the information from
You
Orson
could
that the
hook up with
husks
somebody.
refer.
You could, get into a
No,
fight.
that's the thing. I retreat. I isolate when
Mm.
the term husks come out because
Okay.
I'm paranoid. So I'm drinking alone and finding a separate room. And until Orson informs me, oh, it's plant people, then I'm like,
Well, we'll see if
shit.
Orson catches. All right, so you get a bottle of booze and wander out of the bar, and you find a storage room, storage closet that has no windows, firm locked door. You can lock yourself in. You find a cot in the corner, or no, a couch. It's like a break room / storage room, and so
Yeah.
you just drink until you pass out. With a chair, are you paranoid enough to put a chair up against the door?
Oh, absolutely.
All right,
Of
yeah.
course, I had to get there. I did spend some time drinking with the boys and talking, but I grew increasingly more isolationist as I grew drunker.
Oh, sure, yeah. You kept thinking of them coming out of the forest at you, so yeah. That's where you wake up in the morning. Yeah,
Oh,
you didn't
God.
crit fail, so no puddle of vomit or piss or anything. But yeah, you feel like shit. But so meanwhile, Orson,
Mm-hmm.
did you make
Yeah.
your strength check?
Yeah, I did.
All right. So yeah, you're still on target. You're a good drinker. So
Well, I've been drinking strategically, not drinking as much.
yeah. You got to really milk those drinks.
Yeah.
So yeah. What do you try to do now?
I assume there's a powwow in the morning and we share intel.
Well, this is still
Actually, I had
later in the
one.
night. Like Orson still has
Okay.
time to do one more
Okay,
time.
that's true.
Yeah. Not quite sure what to do with it though. I mean, I could try to gather more information. Or I could, if I don't, do we have access to any kind of sensor package somewhere, like somewhere I can run some sensors again, or not?
I mean, the station does. The town definitely has a sensor array for yeah. So you could wander off. Like there are areas. It's not a high security facility, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you wander out and look around. There's the spaceport, which would have orbital sensors. The botanist told you where he works, and so you could
Ooh, yeah.
see if he did not remember to lock the door. So yeah, you go in there,
There you go. Yeah.
and you're in the botanist's office. What are you trying to do?
So, whichever seems like, well, first of all, if it looks like there's anything, I know it's a digital age, but he still might have paper lying around. If there's anything that looks really enticing paper-wise, I might like to check that out. If there isn't,
Yeah, there's paper. Yeah, they actually have a lot of paper here because they have lots of trees. So, weirdly enough,
yeah.
So, yeah, give me an intellect check.
All right. Kind of look, well, sure, know what I'm looking for, but let's see what I get here. I didn't make it unless I can put a modifier on it. I don't know if I made it or not. Yeah, my intellect was 44 and I rolled a 48. What I was sort of looking for was any kind of information that might indicate that the husk creatures are intelligent. Like, do they have patterns of behavior
You
that
do not find
suggest
anything
intelligence?
like that.
All right.
But you're not able to really. You're using a little pin light, a little flashlight, looking at papers in the dark.
It's inconclusive.
Yeah, it's inconclusive, and then you hear someone outside, so you go through. You hide out until they pass, and you sort of like discretion is the better part of valor. You
Yeah.
just yeah. So if you say you failed, so you're like I didn't find anything useful. It's getting very late. Are you gonna push it again and risk getting caught, or are you gonna just like wander out back to your barracks at the
I'm
port.
super curious. I'm super curious, but I don't want to. I don't want to get in trouble with folks just yet.
All right.
Doesn't seem like a good way to do the secret mission.
All right. The two of you, so morning comes, the two of you can reconvene. I'll be right back. Just getting a little more water.
Yeah. So you
So
just
apparently,
see the hungover hackles of Klaus Nadau lower as you detail the horrifying implications of the husks, which are nevertheless as horrifying as the things he's been dreaming of.
and I say it with a somewhat excited, gleeful face. So they turn you into plants. Isn't that cool? I mean, it's scary and terrible. But kind of neat.
Jeez, bioweapons program,
Big old
really?
grin. I mean, these things happen. You accidentally mix a little bit in. And hey, you know, wind up with a bad Eden.
Well, that makes it. We need evidence of this in some way.
Exactly. Of course, that means that the real problem with Eden is us. You know, we can't make an Eden because we screw it up. We accidentally mixed a bit of bioweapon.
I mean, that's the point. If that is the case, we need evidence that this was a weapons program. We need evidence that it exists. We need something we can give to Parthenon on behalf of Gangplank. So,
yeah.
Sorry. I need
drink
my
some water about that. We'll go on this milk run thing or whatever, and I'll try to talk to more scientists up there.
The scientist, you said he had recordings.
Someone did. I don't remember if it's the one I talked to at the bar last night or if it's the guy. It seems like the real weirdo scientists are up there at the whatever it is, the observatory.
Yeah, I'm just thinking backup plan. If things go wrong up there and we don't get anything, or we risk to exposure, we could at least grab the recordings and have those.
Yeah. I mean, you know, the thing to watch out for, if they're up there, if they're very on their own in the observatory, they could have wound up forming their own kind of insular little society. That happens with alarming frequency.
Oh no! If I know Egghead's right, they're continuing the weapons program, isn't it? Aren't they?
It's always a possibility.
All right, I'm back. So, so I'll say 24 hours have passed. One more day before the cargo, run begins.
I have two things I want:
Mhm.
a weapon and some training in using a jetpack. I might have that already. Some of that.
Okay. I would say as a Marine, you've done basic jet pack training, so you'd be doing that like at space speed or whatever. In terms of weapons, what are you looking for?
I mean, either something flamey, like the Yeet Fire 69 my buddy here brought for reasons unknown, which are clearly, obviously known now, or something that...
It's a good anti-botany weapon, so...
they definitely have flamethrowers here. That is the weapon of choice here. There's 4,000 credits, standard book price.
I can't. No.
If you can't afford that, how far off are you?
I have 70 credits.
Yeah. So you'd have to beg, borrow, or steal one.
Do they have anything that could substitute, like some kind of weed killer spray or something that could keep them off me because they don't want to get close to that shit?
There is a company store essentially, and you ask for weed killer, and they're like, "Why do you need weed killer? This place is. Did you see any weeds on station? Just tell us, and we'll have it dealt with. Your rooms should be clean. They were clean before you got here."
It's for let's see. It's for my scientist buddy, who is a botanist and wants it. I don't know what he wants to use it for. He's just said, "Ooh, this would be fun," and just don't ask me. I'm just here to fetch the stuff for him.
Have him come in there. Those are restricted items.
Okay. I'll wander off swearing under my breath.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you think we can come up with an excuse, Orson, for why we'd need a ton of weed killer?
If you describe to me what happened, what I'm curious about is their reaction when you asked. They didn't say that's a crazy request. They said your room should be clean. That's not the same thing. Like, is that a frequent recurring problem? Like, that could be a sign of another real weird thing about this Eden if plants just grow into people's houses all the time.
I think we'd notice if they were wandering around spraying weed killer all over the place.
Yeah, your place is pretty like it is like the whole thing, by the way, it's at the bottom of this valley, forested valley, where they've clear cut all around it. And it's also like on a raised up platform essentially. So you're I forgot to mention the platform thing, but you're elevated off the ground by like 10 feet. So basically you're all metal and wood are the only materials around you, and the wood is obviously treated and yeah, so it architecturally speaking, it's a pretty nice looking little space town. It's pretty clean and well designed.
You said it's on like a raised like how high up is the raised platform from the rest
10
of the ground
feet
around
off the ground.
Do we know what's like is it a hollow platform? What's in the platform? Now I want to know what's in the platform.
You do not know what's in the platform. That would require, getting architectural diagrams or looking for access, mate hatches down below, which you do spot once you start looking for them. There are access hatches. And you do see like a utility worker going down there pretty early on to do some work, taking a ladder down, closing the hatch behind, or no, leaving the hatch open. So it looks like it's not solid. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to follow the utility worker down.
All right, you go down the ladder. He's like, "What are you doing?"
Hi, I just thought I'd say hi. I was curious, like, so what all kinds of stuff do you have under here into this? I'm just examining everything all around.
Man, I'm trying to get to work. This is a restricted area. Didn't you see the yellow hazard?
Oh, yeah, okay. I guess it is kind of.
So you looked around. It looks like a narrow maintenance tunnel. So it looks like this panel. The platform is like.
What are the walls made out of?
Like
wood.
You see a lot of cabling, metal. Like this is like basically where a lot of the infrastructure for the town is, like water piping, network cable, power cables,
right?
Machinery.
The walls themselves. What are the walls themselves? Is it concrete? Is it?
No, metal.
Okay, metal. All right.
You again.
Steel?
Yeah. The what?
Is it like steel?
Like high tech.
Okay.
Steel alloy kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like durable shit. So. Yeah.
Well, that's not entirely unusual for a colony town.
Yeah,
it seems a very big investment.
Yeah, the materials details can be important if there's like
they definitely spent more than usual for an outpost town like this. Like this is a higher grade construction and skill than you would normally see in a basically the bare minimum. Usually the company would like spend the bare minimum, and it would be on the ground. It would not be on a raised platform. It would be concrete.
Potentially consistent with being at war with nature. Potentially, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, they have this thing where these critters turn up just from anywhere around the forest. That might be indicating that they're coming from the literal ground, that they're everywhere around, and that there's some kind of detection they do when you are walking on the ground. So maybe the whole colony is built so that they don't trigger that detection.
Maybe that's what I'm getting at. There's a lot of potential here for fuckery. Anyway, I guess I won't bother the utility worker any further. I'll go to bed.
Yeah, he's not letting you explore.
No,
he's
just
like
I wasn't.
Looking.
Yeah.
I
figured that was a dead end. Yeah, that's fine.
All right, yeah.
I learned something.
So. You did learn something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just seeing that gear-wise, all of the things we'd like to ask for are things we're not going to be getting, like a flamethrower, weed killer, jump pack. We can only get.
This place is low security. You could definitely try and filch some stuff.
Look,
is that a speed or intellect or?
It depends on how you do it. I mean, just 5-finger discount is definitely speed, right?
Right.
if you come up with some sort of scam, like that's intellect, like forging paperwork to say you have that, or running a credit card scam, essentially, that would be intellect. Yeah.
So since I've had a bit of time to think about it, I've decided the reason my character has a flamethrower is because botany. And you never know when you're dealing with exobiology and plants, it happens more often than you think. You just gotta set them all on fire. So I got a flamethrower. Got a pet name of Steve. But here's the thing, Klaus. I figure you probably know. Still probably have more practice and training with these weapons in general. So if it comes to it, you can borrow Steve the flamethrower, but I'm probably gonna want a weapon too.
I have a revolver with one bullet.
Yeah, that's not a great choice. Like, if we could find something,
you could buy with 70 credits. You could buy some more ammo for your gun. Like they do. Like Marine buying handgun ammo is not. You don't. That's not.
Yeah, I want to train. Go to the shooting range.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, you buy some ammo. You get
it's just gonna help because I'm shooting at
you
plants.
Get 12 bullets for your gun.
13 if you count the one I have.
Yeah, exactly. Lucky 13.
All right. So anyway, yeah, in combat we can just kind of trade those around. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, here's my gun, and I'll take the Yeet Fire 69. Very good model, by the way. Good choice.
But you have to be careful with him. His name's Steve.
Yeah, Steve, the Yeet Fire 69.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll take the job. Is there anything we'd like to spend the last day before we do the job here on? Maybe calming down ruffled nerves, maybe just training ourselves in the... Yeah, I could give you a short instruction course on how to use a jump pack, if that should come up.
Yeah, you can borrow jetpacks for the day. They do have training for it, and they don't like... that's... Yeah, I would say the archer guys are also the jetpack guys. They're pretty... and you got buddy with them, so they have jetpack training sessions. But yeah, these are like Space Marine jetpacks. They're more jump jets than like sustained flights, as I mentioned. So yeah, that's a speed check if you want to do some quick training.
Me or him or both?
I mean, whoever wants to do it, you can both do it.
All right,
I'll do it. I think what you said.
I fail.
Okay. Regular fail though.
Regular fail.
Okay, yeah.
I also failed.
Okay, so. It's like you don't crit fail, so you don't hurt yourself. But yeah, you just eat a lot of shit and you make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah. Realizing this isn't really
this
a good
idea. This is done
idea,
in the clear-cut area outside the town. They have, but they have drones drop in mats that land on, and you're wearing padded, gear. So like you don't hurt yourself. I mean, some bruises.
It sounded fun, but I'm starting to regret this.
Here's the thing: you learn what not to do. So if you're using by doing this, you know how to turn the jetpack on, put the jetpack on, and do the basic procedures. So you're not gonna automatically. Under normal circumstances, you're not gonna have to make a check to do it. To go from point A to point B. Now, if you can't see point B, like if you're jumping in the forest, you're gonna have to spot your landing zones. And if you're, I don't know, being chased or shot at, that's gonna obviously be a little scary. But it every little bit helps, right? Yeah. So
time for anything else, or is it just straight on to the next day?
I mean, what else are you gonna do during the night? Other than go to the fucking bar.
True.
So that was what you did during the day, but night, it does have a regular a regular, what do you call it? Day-night cycle. So, roughly equal to Earth because I'm lazy.
Yep.
So yeah, if you want to, you can just hang out in the bar, just have a good time.
I don't know if it'll get a result in anything, but I try to do any kind of research I could think of about like I'm trying to hypothesize and using all the existing data and then anything from science fiction that isn't too crazy, because that's how crazy the world is these days, and just put that together in a blob and try and think of anything I can about these husk creatures. Like my biggest concern is, yeah, but what if they're intelligent? There's a lot of implications of that. There's some
I had
ethical
some
ones.
indications that they were not, though, based
Yeah,
on the
but I'm
indications.
still worried that they might be, because why wouldn't they be? Because of course they would. Maybe they're
Well, the
not.
tactics aren't necessarily intelligent.
Yeah,
So far.
from the information we've had so far, yeah. I don't know. I mean, like, because otherwise, because again, if yeah, I don't know. Maybe what we have so far is enough, but like the
Maybe you
whole
can
question
try to
is
come
why.
up with ways how we might traverse the forest without jump pack, because you are the weird exobiology scientist.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'll say without rolling, it sounds like as long as you keep moving, and stay alert, the husks aren't going to be too much of a problem. But if you're, going slow, because it's at night or you have to stop somewhere, that's when they become a problem.
Klaus,
So,
Klaus, are you anticipating problems on our journey up to the station?
I'm expecting that if we have a problem at the top, we might have to escape into the woods and make our way back to the outpost so we can evac via shuttle.
Yeah, I suppose. So okay,
I
so
suppose we could look around for a different place for the shuttle to land and try to be ready to send a signal for them to pick us up there.
yeah, that's a good idea.
But then that
I'll
requires some kind of planetary scan or something that I don't have access to right now.
if they're giving us maps of the area, or if there's maps around, I'll try to familiarize myself with the maps as best I can. So like if we were stuck in the jungle, we'd have a better chance. I don't know. Or if we have like yield compasses or a GPS, to have GPS, probably don't, because that's a satellite network. But any kind of technological or non-technological aid I can come up with to help with navigation if we happen to get lost in the forest would be great.
okay. Well, I mean, you're not going to get that at the bar, or we
No,
could
no, I
go to
wasn't trying to do it at the
movie
bar.
night. They have the Hollow movie theater too, which is
I
yeah.
was I
So
wasn't
you
trying
could
to
go
do it.
there. So you have your choice of entertainment for that. I'm just talking about tonight. Like
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
before
entertainment.
you're going to get a briefing before you go on the job. You know that, and they're going to give you all the equipment they think you need for the job. So you don't have to worry about that.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, just more RB. Are you going to the bar? Or are you going to Hollow movie night?
Okay, fuck it. I'm going to the movie night.
All
I don't
right.
Yeah,
want to drink
movie night.
again.
Okay. What about you, Orson?
Movie night. I mean, if those choices, movie night.
All right, it's Hallmark Christmas movie night. They have the latest batch for this year's batch of 285 Hallmark Christmas movies,
Uh-huh.
and for all different backgrounds and holiday festival time. So
Oh, lovely. The new
yeah,
AI have created a new crop.
so this one's called Planet Flipping for Christmas, because like there's house flippers now, there's planet flippers in the future,
Mhm.
and they try not just planets but also moons and other pieces of astronomical real estate, and so you get to watch as this lady, she's trying to flip a moon, but this guy wants to turn it into a bed and breakfast colony, holiday resort, and they just they can't agree on anything. But then wouldn't you believe it, they fall in love, and um,
I'm just whispering to everyone. You know it's all rigged, right? You know that, right?
It's AI. God damn it, man.
no, this is actually artistic. Hallmark does not use AI.
Oh my.
Actors are all androids though, but
Yeah, like I said,
they're
it's rigged. I didn't say it was AI. Yeah.
yeah, but like these are cheap, and you get more original movies. So the colony orders them in bulk, and so there's also a lot of drugs here. They have cyber weed, no cyber
Cool.
coke, and neo weed. Yeah, there's a lot of giggling and people making out in the dark recesses of the theater. Yeah, it's pretty casual about it. So yeah, Hallmark is probably the reason why AI is the way it is. So yeah, that's your night. It's I don't your character. I'll let you choose. Do your characters wake up with a hangover or not? Klaus.
I learned my lesson last night, so no.
All right, Orson.
No, only because Orson's really mission focused. Not because he cares about the mission, because he's the kind of nerd who wants to learn about a potentially dangerous plant monster human thing.
All right, fair enough. So the next guy, a guy named Satoshi, is going to give you your briefing. Basically, the main teamsters are going to do most of the stuff, but they need you to like. Basically, you're going to be in these electric vehicles. They go up the mountain, then you load them onto gondolas. You go over the gondolas, then you load them onto other electric vehicles. They go up another mountain, then you go up on the second set of gondolas, and that takes you to the research station. So it takes about 8 to 10 hours, depending on wind, because they may have to wait for the wind to calm down to go on the gondolas.
I'm
Uh,
beginning to see places where this could go horribly wrong.
and you basically have to watch the vehicles to make sure that they don't fuck up. If you do, here's the buttons you press, and if something goes wrong, you radio to me. You all wear this reinforced all weather clothing that'll keep you nice, warm, and dry. It is also resistant, not to cuts, and it's padded a bit. It also has an emergency transponder. So if you get if there's an accident and the vehicle slips off the side of the mountain, and you just stay put. The train will send out rescue crews with jetpacks to get you as soon as possible. If you do get caught, each vehicle is equipped with a flamethrower. Use it on nearby plants to clear out a section. And there's a first aid kit here. Are there any questions?
Yeah, I raised my hand's been up for like 10 minutes. Yeah. So since it's usually the case that precautions are what someone does after something's already gone horribly wrong in the past, how many people have you lost trying to just get up and down this mountain?
What kind of question is that? That's really rude.
A precautionary
so.
one. Just calm down. Just calm down. Like he's worried about the future. Like all of us.
No one. We've got it. No one. The last accident we had was 7 years ago.
Oh, okay.
That's because we were using shittier vehicles that couldn't handle the load, and one of them broke, and someone died because the vehicle slid on top of them. And they tumbled down the mountain. Yeah. Yeah.
No one's ever been trapped by the hostile life forms at any time. You just have that contingency just in case.
No, you're not even supposed to know about those. Just shut up about that.
Okay. Plants. The plants. We have flamethrowers.
I will not answer any questions about that. I am not answering any questions about those. Are there any non-hostile life form questions?
No, seems good to me.
Great. All right. Again, it'll take us 8 to 11 hours to get up there. We will not have time to get back in the same day, so we'll have to spend the night at the research station. They have rooms for us. They're expecting us. And then we'll go back down in the morning, and that'll be it. None of you have a fear of heights, right?
Should be good.
Great. Yeah, you are.
So Ross, when we're in the gondolas, do we have jetpacks on?
No.
That's unfortunate. Oh well.
You don't have jetpacks at all on these things. The jetpacks are for the rescue crews.
That's not great.
Yeah, when you look, they do show you a map of your course, and jetpacks aren't going to save you if you fall off a gondola.
Okay. Well, that's
but I am already imagining how I can dismantle those flamethrowers and start lugging them around.
Yeah, you can just pull one off its thing and go for it. So yeah, you are yeah, so you start going up the mountain.
How much
Yeah.
AP does the reinforced all-weather clothing give?
2.
2. Okay, that's better than my 1.
Yeah. But it does keep you warm and dry as you start going up the mountain. You're basically on this, road going up, winding up a mountain to get to the peak at the on the north side of this valley. So basically, just winding up. There's a lot of switchbacks. Yeah, to get to up to the gondola station, where you'll be loading on there. You can see why the not many people volunteer for this, and your work is pretty tedious. But there's just enough work that you can't like slack off. It's like desert bus. You have to pay attention the entire time.
Have
But
you ever driven in the mountains before? It's tense.
well, you're not driving. It's all automated
I do.
vehicles. You're just
Yeah, you
watching
don't
it.
Want those automated vehicles to drive off for
Yeah,
some reason.
exactly. Yeah, you're just
Yeah, still exciting.
babysitting the driving AI. And But you can see it's absolutely beautiful views, just these lush valleys and forests over these breathtaking vistas that you can see. But the wind hits you as you rise above the valley a bit, and yeah, just intense winds. And these vehicles are basically, there's not really um, they're not like full, they're cargo trucks, but they're very minimal. There's not a pilot's compartment, so you're outside the entire time. There are hand railings, and there's also clip-on things if you want to keep you clipped on that way. And there are chairs, fortunately, but you have to get up and move around a lot to watch as they turn corners to make sure that the AI doesn't bump into each other on this caravan of like 6 vehicles. The mountain, the two, there's just the 4 of you two and 2 experienced teamsters. And yeah, the 2 of you, as you, yeah, what are you doing as you're going up, dealing with this harsh wind and these breathtaking views?
I'm keeping attention, I guess,
Okay, yeah.
and mentally preparing myself for anything that's going wrong. So basically doing my job, but still like being aware.
As you pass, yeah, as you pass up, you can see there is a large burnt out crater, probably miles away, but it's big enough that you can see it. There is a large metal object buried in the ground, possibly a craft of some kind, and you're not sure what it is, but nothing grows around it, so that's weird. Um, but you get to the first gondola station, and the first gondola station is got these just very heavy, it's heavily reinforced, just dug into the mountain, lots of metal pylons, and just heavily reinforced to carry heavy loads. And the now that they're up here, it is getting cloudy, and you cannot see the next mountain. You just be taking these gondolas into the fog. It started to rain, by the way, and the wind is picking up a bit. So the head teamster, the 2 teamsters confer with each other. They're like, "All right, we think we can make it. It's going to get a little rough, though." They give you're loading this into 4 cable cars, and each one of you is going to be in a 1 cable car. Well, I said there's 6. No, there's 8 vehicles total. So each cable car takes 2 carloads worth of stuff. Yeah, but each of you is alone. So if there's something happening, you'll be on your own. You can't. The cars are too far apart to go. Yeah, this is going to be, as you see, this is going to be a fear check. to see how well you deal with this.
Lovely. 92. I fail.
All right, that is going to be 1 stress.
Oh, lucked out there.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I gotta see what my stress is.
I'm on 4 stress. When should I be doing rolling things related to that?
Panic checks, I believe, are just sort of when.
I did not make. Good.
All right, so you gain a stress. Well, hold
Yeah.
on, let me roll separately. You gain 2 stress.
Uh,
When to make
Okay.
panic checks? When someone dies. When you witnessing someone else panic and encountering entities. Whenever you, the player, want to. So yeah. Yeah. But the two of you do not, get a little stressed out as the once the cargo loads and you step onto your individual cable car, gondola car, you're kind of on your own, swaying in the wind, and the wind is howling outside. You are inside. It does have windows or whatever, so you're not being buffeted by the winds, but the entire thing is just swaying back and forth as you're going from one mountain peak to the next. Or not to the next one. You have to go up to like halfway up the mountain and go up to the top of the second mountain, which is even taller, to get to the third mountain, which is even taller. So you're just ascending the entire time, by the way. And the two of you, each of you give me an intellect check.
All right. I succeed.
Okay.
I made it.
All right, both of you see lights through the fog, through the clouds, and these lights are following you for a while. You made your check. You realize the colors, it's shifting. It's this kaleidoscopic rainbow shimmer of colors. You've never seen anything quite like it. How do you react? You do have radios. You can't talk.
These lights
I-
look interesting. Any idea what's like? Is that from the station we're getting to? Did they cover this in the briefing
They're
and I missed
following
it?
you parallel, so they're not from the station.
I asked one of
whether
the NPCs. Well, what's up with these lights?
The Teamsters. What are you talking about?
I described the lights as much as I can, and what's that? Where I'm seeing them in relation to myself.
So you see lights, huh?
Yeah.
What do you think they are?
I chime
I'm
in.
asking
Fascinating
you. I don't
atmospheric
know.
phenomena, huh?
Sure.
Yeah, that must be it.
I mean, that's fine, but I do also kind of want to like actually know for real, since it might be a threat and dangerous to us. But
Do
hey,
you think
that's
it's a
fine.
threat?
Man, you guys are the experts. You tell me. You've been here before. I haven't.
I'm asking you.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It may be nothing. It might be a weird rainbow, like literally a rainbow effect in our vision. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or it could be
All right.
space Ewoks. I don't know what it is. I have no idea.
Yeah. It could be anything.
Sure is a mystery. Anyway.
Yeah. It's a mystery, we'll say. So yeah. The and so but the cargo, the gondola continues on. And as a you go up, but you land, you get to the next station.
Yeah,
And
but
yeah,
question about these lights. Was there a particular direction they were coming from?
they were you didn't really see them. They just, when you started, you didn't see where they came from. They just kind of emerged from the
All right, fog.
clouds.
Yeah.
Yeah, and started following you for a ways and then disappeared again.
Will o' the
Yeah. So when you get to the next gondola, you get to the gondola station, and you finally unload onto a second set of electric vehicles to go up to the second station, which is even higher up. Um, but as you do that, you when you get outside of the gondola station onto the vehicles, you can smell burnt wood and in the air, like a burning smell in the air. And the two teamsters at the head, like, god damn it, they're looking at a sensor panel at the station. And they're conferring among themselves and looking back at you two.
Glowing
The,
lights. Glowing lights is no big deal, but the burning, you're concerned about the burning?
we're gonna go up ahead.
Okay.
A little bit. You two, we'll radio when you two should go. All you have to do is hit the piloting AI and tell it to go on. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Sure thing, boss.
Mm-hmm. So their two vehicles go on ahead, leaving you two at the station for a little bit.
The game, as written, doesn't really have a way to do sense motive checks, so I'm just going to automatically.
You do intellect checks.
I was just going to automatically assume they're suspicious, but I'll try an intellect check. I didn't make it anyway. I'm still going to assume they're suspicious.
I'm suspicious, but I'm going to let them go ahead.
Yeah, well, I was going to let them go ahead anyway. I'm super suspicious. But anyway, I mean, like, now my character's kind of rambled to himself. I understand they've got some kind of mission or protocol, but it's, as a scientist, it's really irritating to not have all the information we might need.
I think you're being a little too open with your questions, because this is essentially, a mission of fact finding, and they don't want us to find the facts. So you just asking for them is going to make them way more reluctant to reveal any details, because you're clearly doing it with the motive of finding out rather than just what the hell is going on.
I mean, when you say that, it makes sense, but I still probably going to keep doing the same thing. Maybe I can ask the Husks some questions when we meet them.
If they're intelligent, and I welcome you to getting getting dragged into the woods and die.
I mean, I hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, you should hope that and try not to have that happen.
I'm glad we're in agreement.
Anyway, can I have Steve right now, because I feel a need to cradle him.
Here you
go. The flamethrower, yeah. So they go on ahead about 20 minutes, and it takes an hour to get up there. So almost halfway up there when they finally radio for you to get started. So you can choose who's going first of the two vehicles.
I'll do it.
All right. So Klaus, as you make a turn a switchback going up this mountain, you can see there is a heavily burned area right by the side of the road, but then you hear a crashing mechanical sound, like something tumbling down this, like, basically you're on a road going up the mountain, right? And there's a little but it's one lane, and off to the left of the right is the mountain, and the left is the cliffside. But there's a little clearing. It's not like it's a steep slope, but it's not
it's not climbable.
It's not sheer. Yeah. So it sounds like something's tumbling down that slope on the left side. Something mechanical, something metal. And you gonna stop, or you get out on foot and look over the side, or are you gonna keep going up?
I'm gonna tell the AI to slow down and keep like its current route, and then just quickly hop out and jog on over and look down.
Okay, give me a sanity check.
Right, that's a success, I think. Yeah.
All right.
Yes, it is.
Good. So yeah, you see a parody of a human made of plant and vegetation. It is a thing of nightmare. And it is coming up. There are two of them, actually, and a third one is ripped out or has been knocked over by the remnants of a flamethrower turret that has been. And there's several bird corpses of these things. They made an attack, and looks like the flamethrower failed to take out the last two. But they're coming up
Right.
the slope towards you.
Well,
And they're moving as fast as they can. Yeah.
all right. I have a flamethrower, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna let them get up and use the flamethrower.
All right. Go ahead and roll combat. Yeah.
Yes. Do I have any way to only radio Orson?
Yeah, you could do that.
Yes, I'm gonna contact. They've taken out a flamethrower turrets and they're coming up. And I roll combat.
Yep.
And
Okay,
that's a
that's happening.
success.
All right. Let's see here. Do you know what the damage does, or do I have to look it up?
Orson has it. So 2d10 damage, 4 shots.
Okay.
Close.
Yep. So you do have to be close. All right. Roll damage.
2d10. That's a 6. That's probably not enough.
Nope. It is still up. It is on fire though, so it will take damage every round. But it is a burning humanoid thing still approaching you, which is quite annoying. Actually, it gets a body save, so maybe it does not catch on fire.
Ooh.
So let's find out. I don't think that made it. What is its instinct? Yeah, did not make it. So it is on fire. So we'll take damage again. 2d10 damage next round. But the other one closes. It'll be able to attack you next round. And the other one, the one that is on fire, the one on fire, yeah, they're both going to be in melee round next round. You'll get to shoot one more time before both of them get to attack, unless you want to back up.
Can I use athletic to reset?
Yeah, if you fail, you will. If you crit fail, obviously you'll trip and fall. If you regular fail, you'll be in no better position. And yeah.
Right, feet don't fail me now. They don't. I roll a 12.
All right, so you back up onto the road, and so Orson, you hear the flamethrower going off. You got that radio message. What are you doing this round?
Where am I in relation to them? How far away?
You're on the second vehicle up on the road.
Yeah. Okay. So this is ahead of me.
Yeah, ahead of you and to the left, like on the. It's out of view. It's like down this steep slope. I mean, you'll see Claus at the end of the round as he climbs up.
All right, I'll put the vehicle in park. And I'll try to go. I will try to go to get to where Klaus is. I kind of don't want.
Yeah, you can get within sight of him. Give me a sanity check.
Okay. 45. Does that make probably not? Oh, it actually makes. I make my sanity check.
All right, yeah. Well, you do. Yeah, there's them husks. All right.
Now we should check our trauma responses. If whenever if I fail the sanity, then all close friendly players gain +1 stress. But that didn't happen this time.
No, yeah, you made it. So yeah, you're fine. It's all good. So what do you want to do? You could. Did you have a ranged weapon on hand?
Yeah, it's close range, like his. It's a revolver. I wasn't gonna shoot right now.
Okay. Well,
wasn't gonna shoot right now because I mean, granted they seem hostile, but like. I hate that my character's like this. My character wants to try to negotiate with them.
Okay. How does that? What does that look?
Probably not a lot. I mean, like hands up. Walking.
Klaus has already set one of them on fire, by the way.
Yeah, but like that just is a bad start to negotiations. That doesn't necessarily mean it can't work.
Okay. So what does that look like?
Plant creatures. They don't seem very responsive, do they?
One of them turns and is going towards you.
Oh yeah. Is there any way we can negotiate peace? Maybe. I'm backing up. I'm giving up ground. It's approaching. Is there any sign of recognition or anything like that?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. It's going to get a melee attack on you at the end of the next round. So new round. Let's see if the burnt one is going to be still on fire. or just dead. I mean, he's still going to be on fire, but how much damage does he take? Quite a bit, but he's still up, barely, but he is still intact. And he's definitely still on fire. So, the other one, is still attacked and is coming towards Orson. So each of you have one. So Klaus, you can act.
I'm going to run after the one that's chasing Orson so that I can flamethrower that one as well.
Okay.
Athletics?
No, you're still in range. This is all happening not too far from each other. You can definitely hit it, but don't. Orson's close enough that if you fail
don't crit fail.
Don't crit fail. Yeah, really don't crit fail. You don't.
Burn me with Steve.
43. That's a success. I have a 52 in combat.
All right, roll damage.
Do I actually add firearms to this, or?
I would add military training.
All right, but anyway, damage is 2d10.
Yep. And it'll have to make a save to not catch on fire.
9.
Yep. It is still intact, but it is. Crit fails. Cool. So go and roll damage again. It is really on fire.
Ooh, I hit it well.
Flame it up.
Another 12.
All right, it actually goes down. So you stand your ground, arc the fire into it, and just get a beautiful. It falls on. It trips and down in the direct and trips towards the arc of your flamethrower, dousing it even further with fire. So it goes down that round. However, the last husk is going to try and swipe at you. A 26, which I believe actually works. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Combat has 35%, and so yeah. And sorry, that's does not do 1d100 damage. That's 6 damage to you.
All right, so, I take 4.
Yep, and your suit is fucked.
Ow. And do I roll some, body?
I'll say this. Yeah, roll body.
Yeah, I thought as much. Amazing! I crit.
Yeah, you're fine. Adrenaline's pumping through you. You're good. And
quick, grab some samples. And this never happened. I need to fix my fucking suit.
And it can't help but take at least 1 point a day. It literally had 1 HP left, so it burns to death at the beginning of the next round. And so you have a bunch of dead husks around you.
I need to run to catch up with my vehicle because I programmed it to keep going at a slower speed.
Yeah, this would take too long, so it's not too far away. But yeah, you do have to jog up to catch it.
Okay, but I want to skill check all over these dead husk creatures. Anything I can learn?
Well,
botany or exobiology?
Yeah, give me exobiology.
Come on, make it. Yes.
30. Yeah, I made it.
All right. Let's see here. What is one thing you need to figure out?
Well, I mean, a second ago I was trying to do first contact with him, but that I was doing horribly. So, like, I mean, other than the obvious back to fire, any other vulnerabilities about how to kill him?
You look at the burnt corpses of them, and as far as you can tell, they're entirely plant material. Something, but yet they have the physiology of the anatomy of a human in terms of like its structure. So, like making a human-shaped plant. Give me a sanity save.
Yeah, okay. I have some sanity saving though. Out of morbid curiosity, I mean, do they have internal organs like a human would have?
They have different parts of vegetation that. Well, you don't have time to cut it open. This is just looking at it.
I don't. Oh, I want to.
Well, I mean, if you do, you will have to. Well, you can, but that'll take longer to cut it open and do an examination. This is just looking at it.
Dice person decided to make it really eventful.
Why you got to do this, dice roller?
Yours went first. Maybe I should try it again or something.
Yep. Wow. 2 100s.
Just stuck.
And a
Yeah,
22. Jeez.
Damn.
He
Yeah,
just
just go
doesn't like
again.
it.
Yeah, just
Alright.
roll again.
The new
There you
roll
go.
says 70, which does not make
I,
it sound
I
any
want
better.
to state that I was running away from him.
All right, yeah, you gain 2 more stress, and gain 2 more stress and make a panic check. Roll a d20. You want higher than your current stress.
Yeah. $14 is greater than 7. So yay. I made it.
Yeah, you're fine. So what you realize, you don't have to cut it open. If you cut into it, you would see internal organs. This thing, the face structure of it matches a human's exactly, except with plant material. It's somehow still getting genetic data from humans and translating it into plant. How the fuck is that possible? That's terrifying. And you know, your heart races, you start sweating as you look at this impossibility that is there true, and you kind of like snap out of it. You're like, okay, we need to get moving. Yeah, yeah, that's not good.
Do you grab samples? Would that be a thing you'd be interested in at this point, or?
I will if I can. Sure, why not? I don't know if I have a kit for it. No, I don't really have a kit for it, but if I can
Well, that's gonna,
grab a
like,
sample, I
you
will.
get a radio message back, like the dude's like, we hear flame going off. You burning vegetation down there?
Sure, I
Yeah.
say.
Well, hurry up. We're on a
Vegetation.
schedule. We have a opening now, so
Great. Sure. Just head back. And no, actually, I'm not going to grab a sample because I have a bad feeling about grabbing a sample without a proper container.
okay. Yeah.
I want to, but I'm afraid it's going to turn into a nightmare inside the vehicle or something. But I'm not
Oh,
looking.
come on. Wouldn't that be great? I mean, they're cute, right?
Yeah. I think this creature is very exciting. I want to learn everything I can about them. I also want to not be eaten by them or killed or whatever.
That's surprisingly wise. So, yeah, carry on.
All
I'm
right.
back to my vehicle and
I mean,
get moving
by
again.
the way, was there any kind of recording equipment I could have secretly triggered, by the way, during this? Or do I only remember that now?
Yeah, you didn't like what kind of recording that you're carrying?
Maybe
Yep.
something built into.
Yeah, they didn't even give you any spy shit like that. No.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Shit.
This is just, report back and give us, it's a vibe check of a mission. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna get some more water. I'll be right back. You can
I'll
talk
fetch a
about
drink as well then.
Yeah.
Be right back. All right, I'm back. Man, we are checking some vibes.
Back.
Yeah, I was just saying, we are checking some vibes.
Yeah, it's a hell of a vibe check. It's a awful lot of vegetation.
I don't have great feeling about trying to escape through the woods no more.
Yeah. I don't know. I still suspect they might be intelligent or something. I just get this. When we talk about vibes, the vibe I'm getting is one where, the plants are angry type of a deal.
Maybe
Maybe
that's
they
just
don't.
human faces.
Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't have individual intelligence. Maybe they're part of some other thing. I don't know. It's hard to tell where the science ends and the sci-fi begins.
Well, in your professional opinion, you have clearly some idea that there's a greater intelligence behind this, correct?
Yeah, but half of that comes from movies I saw. I mean, seriously, it's everything large megacorps do these days is feels like science fiction until you see it. Oh, I guess
Well,
that's real. Okay.
just for reference, then, in your work as Gangplank or before, have you ever actually encountered something that's really, truly unnatural?
Other than that skeleton thing I told you about, that was totally real. Other than that, no. But
I
Jack told
wasn't
me
there
enough
at
about
that time.
skeletons.
So, I was with a different group.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so this is your first touch. Well, my first touch as well. We're both going in
All
very,
right.
very blind here.
All right. So, are you going to comply with the Teamsters and get back, get up to the gondola station? Or are you dallying to do things to the plantmen corpses, the husk corpses?
No, I'll go
Um,
back because I have a feeling I know what's going to happen of a dally.
Yeah. What's okay? Well,
More husks show up, and they want to be even more persuasive than the last of the husks.
all right. Fair enough. So you continue on.
yeah, I'm going to
And
try to patch up my suit as best I can, but obviously there will be some evidence of it.
yeah, the Teamsters don't really say anything. They're really focused on the job. They rush you this time, so everyone, both of you, give me speed checks.
All right. I fail.
All right, you gain a stress as they're yelling at you. You goddamn fucking idiots. Um,
I also gain a stress.
yeah. The fucking dolly, there's goddamn incompetent spaces. Yeah, they're pretty mean about it. But they're rushing you to get the cargo loaded so they can get on the gondola so they can get out there before
Yeah,
a storm is going to hit.
if you guys keep yelling at us, then I'll run. I'll pay a random company for background traces on both of you, and I'll tell all your parents that you died from husk monsters that shouldn't exist.
What?
All right, yeah. Um,
The weirdest threat.
yeah, no, yeah, you definitely. And the two of you, or the four of you, you get on the gondolas. They're swaying back and forth, not as much, but you can see dark storm clouds approaching. As you finally, the fog parts, and you can see the station above the clouds, a very, very high tech, well built research stations at the, built into the peak of this tall mountain. As you're going further and further up, as the cables, you can hear the groaning of the cables and the metal of the system, um, as you're swaying back and forth. And but yeah, the you can already see lightning in the distance as you finally land, or at the docking station. Not land, but arrive. As the cargoes takes about 20 minutes to offload. Robotic, automated systems take these massive cargo containers out of the gondola carts, and the four of you are left there, and there is a young woman with a tablet in a white uniform, very professional, high-end scientist kind of vibes. She looks at you, for it's like, hello, welcome to the station above the clouds. Dr. Carver would welcome you, but he is currently conducting an experiment. Um, Are all of you? Do any of you need any medical assistance? Did you all arrive okay? You seem to be intact.
Yeah,
The
I guess
Absolutely.
teachers.
we're okay.
Yeah. We want to thank you for your hard work in keeping this station running and keeping us supplied. We, of course, the storm may delay your egress. We'll have to wait till the storm passes before it'll be safe enough for you to return. Of course, without the cargo, it'll be a shorter journey on the way back. So you have that to look forward to. We, of course, do have self-sufficient food, so we'll be having a feast tonight. You are obviously it'll be in 2 hours. I'll show you each will have a private room. We have plenty of space here. This station was originally meant for 100 people, and we only have 30, so plenty of room. Um, so if you'll follow me, so she escorts
So,
you. Yeah.
so are you just planning for the future? Like that's why it's set for 100, right?
Yes,
Oh
expansion
yeah,
plans.
right.
The Well, it was also more practical to build it larger given the rigors of this environment than to make it smaller. Because we are very high up, it was quite expensive to build this. So yeah, this place is very clean, very well designed, and very high tech for such a remote station. Like this is like not quite cutting edge, like stuff that you, but like it's Orson, is this the fanciest lab you've ever been, or have you been in the biggest, like the cutting edge station? This is like maybe one generation removed from cutting edge. This is like cutting edge like 5 years ago.
Yeah, this may be one of the best places I've been in so far. I haven't been in a lot of the super fancy ones. So why you? I mean, what research do you do here exactly?
Regrettably, much of our research is classified, so
Hmm.
we cannot reveal that, especially for people working for not currently working for our corporation. Of course, we can at dinner during our feast. We will be able to show you something. We try to be good hosts to our guests.
Neat.
She smiles warmly. So until you can go out onto we do have a common area, lounge, if you will, which has a beautiful view. You'll be able to see the storm come in. And don't worry, this place is very well designed. It is quite safe in here. Of course, the outside decks are off limits right now because of the incoming storm. It gets very windy during the storms, and people can be swept off entirely from the high winds. But inside the lounge, you'll find some refreshments. Of course, your rooms have private showers, and if yeah, and but there are drinks and snacks in the lounge if you're hungry right now. Um, please, so she takes you. You can see some other scientists kind of walking about, all with tablets and little. Some have little floating drone robotic assistants with them that they're narrating to, dictating to. And yeah, this is very like it kind of gives the vibe of like when a corporation gives like a video of like look how great our labs are kind of vibes. Like it gets that, like it's almost um yeah, it's
Like
It
promotional material.
yeah.
almost like they're putting on a show for us.
Yeah.
Maybe it's definitely a weird vibe. Yeah, it's not like any lab you've been to before. No one seems particularly stressed or perturbed by things. Or at least, but yeah, I mean, the only person you've talked to is this assistant.
Mhm.
And so each of you get to your rooms, and you lose track of where the Teamsters went to. They went down a different hallway. So yeah, you two have rooms next to each other, but you have private rooms. You have a couple hours to kill before the feast. What do you want to do? Do you want to rest? Do you want to mingle in the lounge?
There's probably a
Do you
skill
want to
for
sneak
checking.
around? Yeah.
There's probably a skill for checking if you're bugged, if the rooms are being monitored, etc. I can't
Yeah, that
remember
would
the skill
definitely be
chart.
intellect.
Uh, Yeah, but the bonus would not be, say, military training or anything like that. It would be something
No, that's I don't know if there's a
probably. Yeah,
tradecraft skill, but like,
there's probably
um,
some telecom skill or something up the tree. But I'll take intellect. And it's a
yeah.
13. So I do like a basic scan for things so that we can check if we can communicate safely between us.
There's no obvious external security cameras or anything like that, actually. So if they do have surveillance systems, they're all embedded into the walls, and you just don't have equipment to.
Yes. So we can
Yeah,
speak in hushed tones and maybe not be caught.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you could speak. Run a faucet, run the sink to create some background sound, and speak in hushed tones in like the shower. And you can do that. So, and cover your mouths in case they do have cameras, so they can't read your lips. You don't want to fall for the 2001 trick, do you?
Right.
Yeah. I would say rim wise would also apply to looking for bugs. Yeah.
Sadly, that
Uh,
was one of the skills I removed.
yeah. I mean, that's fair. Everything's a trade off.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's the yeah, or Xeno, no, Command would probably.
Nope.
I would,
Nope.
yeah,
I have athletics, military training, and firearms.
yeah. I'm just saying it's a very limited skill list to be
Yeah.
sure. So,
But no worries. We
yeah,
just have communication opportunity. If they catch us, well, shit. We shouldn't have talked.
yeah. But you two could talk openly in the shower with the water, the sink running.
All right. So what's your gimmick here? Are you going to try to just get one of the scientists to talk? I would advise you don't do that whole direct thing you've been doing the entire time. If they're going to talk about it directly, in any case, they'll probably do so at the feast.
Mhm.
They might have suspicions about us already. We've been a bit suspicious, to be fair. But just removing us from the picture would probably raise more suspicion in a sense. So they probably just want to keep us away from stuff that they don't want us to figure out, and we should keep them from knowing that we've figured that out. Got it?
Yeah. Well, what was our cover story reason for being here in the first place? Did we even have one?
Oh, well, we just dropped off supplies. Literally, the very supplies we delivered here was the one that we were transporting for them
Well, yeah. I guess that
to
makes
this
sense for this.
colony.
And you don't have time to get back before the storm before dark. So, and you don't
Right.
travel at dark, so you just have to spend the night because it's you just can't get back to town that way. Like that's the only reason why you're
Right.
staying the
Well, I
night to
wouldn't
let.
want to try anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess we're going to be here at the weird research facility during the storm. I mean, one way or another, either from person or from observations, I'd like to know what the heck the true purpose of the research facility is. That seems like the most, I guess it seems like the most important. And then, in terms of concerns, I have lots of concerns about the husks. What if, what if it isn't just husks out there?
Well,
What if the husks are part of something else?
we can't complete our vibe check if we don't manage to report back to Gangplank.
Yeah.
So that's what we have a very good vibe that something seriously is up here, or
Yeah,
down there rather.
Plants that look
So
like people that have organs where people would have organs. That like it's turning people into plants, I guess, or else it's copying people as plants or something equally silly and scary like that. That's apparently what's
didn't
happening.
your buddy down in town say something regarding precisely that? Anyway, we should
Yeah.
just try to approach it as best we can on our different ways. I'm just going to walk around. I don't have a whole lot of infiltration skills, but I have eyes and I can use them. That's my gimmick. If you want me to be around you, I can do that and be your bodyguard for the duration.
I think we can just mingle separately unless the horrible thing happens, a lockdown event and an emergency. But why
Well,
would that happen?
the storm is
Other
coming.
than the fact that we tend to have cursed fates, so
Well, there's also some worrying things with the things climbing up higher and higher. So maybe they know about this area.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, you could tell from the gondola view. You saw a good view. It's very rocky and mountainous up here, and very steep. Humans could not climb up. There's no vegetation around it at all. It's too hot. The elevation's too high up. It's too cold
Mhm.
for plant life to really cling. And like humans would not be able to climb up here without specialized climbing equipment. It's not like Everest high. I mean, it's high, but like, um, Yeah, there's
Then my only worry regarding this is if the normal critters can't get up here, they probably don't have the same way of defenses. Isolation is their defense. But what were those lights that we saw? Were they from the colony,
Right,
or
the
were
light.
they
I
from
have no
something
idea.
else?
That it was really strange. And then the Teamsters were like, "Well, that's not a thing. That's not there." Like, what do you think there?
Well,
Well, I don't know. I'm asking you.
I mean, I could go try and find if they know if that's a normal thing or if that was something new.
Yeah,
If you want me to do that, I can do that.
yeah. You're right. We should definitely investigate the lights. That is bizarre. Well, I rather not. What's so bizarre about it mostly is their reaction to it. Nuh-uh. Clearly see them.
I mean, they've been trained to nuh pretty much anything, especially regarding the husks. So
Yeah, but it doesn't work when I can see it at the same time they're pretending like it's not there.
they never saw us seeing them, you know. So why are you talking about it and exposing us?
Just between us, anyway.
Well, carry on. You're here for a reason. I'm here for a reason. We know what that is. Let's just get going.
Yeah.
okay. All right. So what do you want to do before dinner?
Klaus wants to find the Teamsters wherever they went.
Okay. You look around, and you get a sense of the layout of this place. It's actually a very big facility. You can tell actually there's some uh, the signage of there indicates that they have an reactor built underground or like into the base of this facility. So they have a small nuclear reactor because they have nuclear warning symbols and signs pointing to the maintenance tunnel, and among other things. Which is odd because the townspeople also, well, yeah. But you do spot one of the Teamsters rounding a corner, going off away from the lounge to an area of the lab that you don't know about because you don't know the layout of this lab very well. So do you want to follow him?
Yeah, sure. I'll just wander after him. Okay, yeah, that's
Okay.
the guy I want to talk to.
All right, you walk down the corridor, look down the corner that he turned onto, and you see him go down another corner. You follow him again, and you can see he starts talking to a scientist there for a bit, and then they go into a room and close the door.
Right, that's curious. Did I catch any of the conversation?
That would be a speed check to get close enough to do that.
88. I stumble and fall on a.
Yep, they turn and look at you.
Ow! Fuck. Sorry, I was looking for the buddy there.
Oh,
Hello.
heavy. This is the opposite direction from the lounge. Let me take you to the lounge. We'll talk later. And the guy goes into the Teamster goes into that room I mentioned, but the scientist he was talking to, she shows you to the lounge.
Okay, I just wanted to talk with him.
Oh, you want to talk to the Teamster?
Yeah, about something we saw on the way up.
The Teamster is like, what do we have to talk about?
Well, it's just some weird lights. Like, I wonder what kind of atmospheric phenomenon that was.
How would I know? I didn't see anything.
So you haven't seen that before?
No.
That was weird. I check intellect, check reactions, see if there's any kind of like recognition in their eyes when I talk about this. So 34 versus 44.
He does not want to be talking about this at all, and is very uncomfortable about it, and goes into the room.
Okay, I'll just drop it when they say yeah, sure. But I will like note that they did not want to talk about this.
Yeah, and you are escorted to the lounge. Meanwhile, Orson.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
So, is there a place for like mingling with scientists?
Yeah, the lounge.
Yeah. Okay, lounge then.
All right, so you get the lounge first. It's a large room with like large couches, tables. There's a library of books. There's a little kitchen with a coffee machine and a refrigerator and snacks and fresh fruit, trays of fresh fruit
All right, I'll get some.
cut. And there's these large windows that
Hmm.
show this incredible view of the mountains and then the landscape below and the clouds rolling in. And there's like half a dozen or so people there. A couple are chatting. The others are drinking coffee, reading books. One's messing with a little laptop device. Yeah, it's and there's some like lo-fi music playing. It's very
All
pleasant.
right, I get some coffee. I check out the what kind of books to get in the library. Anything sciencey,
Yeah,
biology
yeah,
stuff.
lots of older science texts, some classics, some classic science books that you've read, a lot of stuff on astronomy, some books on xenobiology,
Yeah,
especially non-carbon based life forms,
there you go.
and
Skim that
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I'd like to skim the book on exobiology, non carbon based. Actually, I guess that's not what. Yeah, still non-carbon based life forms.
Yeah,
Like,
you flip through it in the chapter on speculative forms, including energy beings, is
uh-huh.
heavily bookmarked or heavily footnote. Like there's marginalia, little handwritten notes, little under parts are underlined or highlighted, and little
any
like cryptic
any
marks.
anything about different colored lights?
um Different the spectrum of light,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
to our eyes. The That's what happened. Okay. um so I see what I did. Sorry, I just realized what that crunching sound was below me. I rolled over something. um Anyways, so the yeah, so yeah, if you want to make sense of what they're talking about, like what the purpose of these notes are, that would be an exobiology check.
All right, straight up. I made it. We.
All right. Yeah, the person reading this book is very intent on um understanding like how would you study an energy being, and what would they be made of. This is a person doing research on the body of literature about energy beings, and like referencing a project name called AP.
Hmm,
Does this relate to AP, which you recognize as like an internal like reference or project name?
hmm. Okay. So I don't know what AP is, but I know it's an internal project name.
Hmm. Well, it's
Hmm.
like some yeah, code name or something. Like you don't know what AP is, but it's like how does this relate to work on AP? Does a oh critical for AP research, or yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it comes up a lot.
Hmm. By
Now I
this
want to talk.
time, Claus is escorted back into the lounge.
Hmm.
Oh,
Hmm.
I guess I'll
oh,
I'll try to share with Claus what I found out real quick, quietly.
Okay, yeah, you two have a huddled
So
conversation.
yeah, so I'm showing him the book. I'm like, so it's got all stuff with AP. So I'm wondering about those colored lights. That could be an. So now I'm sounding crazier than I did a minute ago. Before I was talking about plant monsters. Now I'm talking about energy beings. But then again, we have seen the husks, so that's
well,
real.
that makes a little bit of sense because they clearly did not want to talk about the weather phenomena we
Yeah,
saw on our way up.
maybe the energy being is what's creating the plant thing, perhaps, or perhaps not. I don't know.
Yeah,
There's a
you
lot of
know,
unknowns here.
I'm thinking that we're just going to need to get through this and get back because there's a very limited amount we can figure out without.
So, more and more people are filtering into the lounge as dinner time gets closer. And clearly, this is the place to go before you go into the main hall, where apparently dining is going to be. So, yeah, there's more scientists. They're talking amongst themselves. Actually, a couple of them introduce you. It's like, "Hello, my name
Hi.
is Millennia. I'm a one of the research. Well, I'm an engineer here. I keep the lights on. So how are you? I hope your journey was okay. It's rare to meet people from off planet.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
we're gangplank.
it was okay. There
Just
was a weird weather phenomenon on the way up here. Yeah, it was okay.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I
huh?
described the with that invitation. I described the colored light thing. See what their reaction.
Wow. What do you think it was?
I I'm at a loss. Although I seem to
I
recall it
wanted to
Project AP.
study atmospheric conditions, but then I got pulled into the military, and you know how it
Oh,
goes.
so you if in an ideal world you'd be able to stop and research this. It
I
sounds.
maybe, yeah,
Oh wow.
but
Yeah.
who has the
Uh,
money for that these days?
yeah. Right. Um. What? Yeah. Well, what do you think of this place?
Seems super neat,
Yeah.
very well equipped.
Yeah.
I'm not educated enough to really know how well you're doing it, but it seems well.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
fascinating. I think it's fascinating. It seems to be made to handle a lot more people than are currently here. Although part of that was usually to build it that way.
Yeah, I mean it's not for everybody though. I mean you're up here with the same people for a long time. I guess that's not very different from being on a spaceship though.
Hmm. Yeah,
True.
it kind of depends.
Yeah, how do you all like being a spacer, being out? Some people, that's why they pay so well, as I understand, is because so few people can handle the being out, disconnected from the rest of humanity for so long.
Well, I'm an introvert, and the questions I seem to ask seem to make people uncomfortable anyway, so I'm used to it.
Oh, okay, interesting.
I'm
You know,
mostly inured to it by now.
Oh, well,
AP in that book, I still have the book, but AP in that book might just mean atmospheric phenomena.
so more people start showing introducing themselves to you and start asking about your jobs and like what's it like being a spacer and what news do you
Hmm.
bring. So you're becoming like the center of attention. Millennia kind of disappears into the crowd for a bit. So how are you handling all these people who are just dying to talk to someone new?
Oh, Ross, it's just super great. I totally love it. It's easy to do secret mission stuff when you're the center of attention.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So what about you, Claus?
I mean, I'm remembering what was in the Signs of Parasitical Infection pamphlet and seeing if I can see any unusual
All
behaviors
right,
among
sure. Give me an
people.
intellect check.
Because now the parasitical being might be an energy entity. Because okay, yeah, great.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Is that a regular fail?
No, that was a success.
Okay.
28 under 40 something,
No
42.
physiological or signs of infection.
Yeah.
Their behavior is a little odd. They're way more clingier than the people back at the outpost town, but like maybe because there's only 30 of these people instead of 200, and they're way more cloistered,
Scientist.
being in an indoor facility basically most of the year, most of the time. Um, but yeah, it does seem a bit odd. But shortly before dinner, a tall, silver-haired man with a regal presence. Um, the crowd parts in front of him, and he introduces, "Hello, I am Dr. Carver. It is
Hi, Dr.
so
Carver.
good to meet you. I've you've done a great service to us. It may seem little to you, but these supplies are our lifeblood, and not many people are willing to travel to such a remote area for us. And I heard that you had the most unusual sights along the during your trip.
Yeah, sure. We'll describe them again for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm displaying that I'm clearly tired of telling the story now, so just to indicate that.
The Dr. Carver pays no attention to that. He's like,
Yeah,
interesting. I have no theory on that. I need more information. What would you do? What do you have a theory on it?
I just
Yeah, I
point
do,
at
but
all
not a very well developed one. It seems like it might
Ah,
really. I holding the library book that has all those marks on it. It seems like it might be related to this, according to the the book.
I wince.
Oh yes, that's quite a leap to. I mean, to go from
I
strange
shrug.
light to assuming it's an energy being. I mean, there's no proof that there are any energy beings, at least officially. Do you
Yeah,
think there
I
are
shrug.
actually energy beings out there?
I don't know. I've seen an awful lot of that. I use huge scare quotes. The vegetation. So clearly something's going on that's more complicated than seems obvious.
Yeah, but Orson also has a whole lot of theories and around. And why don't you tell the one about the flesh-eating skeletons again?
Oh yeah, the flesh-eating skeletons. Those are cool. So they don't have mouths. That wouldn't make any sense. But like the skeleton, it just kind of dissolves you on a microscopic
Oh,
level.
when you personally encountered this.
Well, I may have seen a video about it.
Oh, I see. Well, dinner is coming. Dinner is here. Let us eat. And so you go down to the main dining hall, and you're seated next to Dr. Carver, both of you.
Oh no,
He's sitting at the end of the table, and you're like flanking him. And it's actually like high quality lab grown meat, fresh fruits and vegetables, and salad, and like it's the best. You could just the smell is intoxicating. It's freshly made, grown food. It is.
I nibble. I'm
You
not gonna.
nibble.
Yeah.
All right, gain of stress. This is very not eating. Not gorging on this is very.
Yeah.
Not great for you. What about you, Klaus?
I'll happily be his, canary in the gold mine and just devour all of this.
Oh yeah, no, lose the stress. As you feast on this. This is the best food you can remember eating since you've left Earth.
I mean, if
So
I hadn't seen the husks, I'd probably be more willing to eat. But having seen those, I'm disturbed by the implications. If they can, if the plants can make human-shaped things, then what if this is just like, what if this is somehow on a microscopic level still plant or something, or just some other weird ass thing?
so tell me, and Dr. Carver talks to you about like philosophy and science and high-ended topics and kind of like he's a very good conversationalist. How are you engaging with him?
Uh,
I guess it's mostly broadly, but trying to. I don't know, man. I mean, the immediate vibes I get off him is like cult leader. So I mean, like, I wanna be open with him, but I wanna try not to appear guarded while also not, of course, giving away anything that's actually important.
Okay.
such as the fact that you're here to spy on them.
Yeah, like that.
Um,
As
yeah,
for Klaus, he'll just try to use intellect to keep up with his end of the conversation
sure.
so that he doesn't appear that he's trying to stay out of it.
All right, yeah, go ahead and roll.
I get a 1. I think that's a crit.
Oh yeah, yeah. Dr. Carver's very impressed with you. He is. So, do you feel? I'll be blunt. We could use more people around here. And uh, would you consider changing careers? I can buy out your contracts from Gangplank. And you're not. Uh, and you could start work here. You would know you could just stay here.
That's an incredible offer, very generous. I would have to think on it. Like I've never had
Yeah,
such
me
an
too.
opportunity before.
Like, to be clear, I would need to at least go back down the mountain once first and check in with all my people outside of this, outside
We
the
have
workers around the
telecom
group.
facilities here. You could reach off-world people here just as well as you can down there.
Yeah, no, we'll be going back down the mountain in the morning, or whenever the storm clears.
Unfortunately, my contract is tied to his, so I can't really accept your offer. But yeah, it's
Oh,
tempting.
I
Like,
can. I have the best lawyers. You can don't feel tied obligated to him unless you two are together. Is that why?
we're both working for Gangplank. That's how.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I can buy out Gameplank as a very mercenary company. They would be happy to
This is true.
sell you your contracts. But I only want people who want to work here. and who I think you both have the right stuff to really thrive here. Because don't you want something more than just a job? Don't you want something that would be more accurately described as a calling?
Dr. Carver, everything you're saying makes sense, and I agree, and I believe all that. But I've learned the hard way through other life experiences not to make rash business decisions. So, well, it's a great offer. I'm not saying no, but I am saying we're going to go back down the mountain when the storm clears.
At that point, the lights go out. And the emergency there's tremendous boom of thunder rattling the facility. The emergency lights come back on and people start scrambling. Dr. Carver seems unperturbed by it, continuing to eat and drink. He's like, well, there's always, you see, it's never boring here. The weather has its ways of keeping us humble. This has happened before many a time.
Atmospheric phenomena, you mean? The weather? Yeah.
I could show you such things, but you have to say yes. You have to take a leap of faith.
I have faith in my own way. I have faith in scientific method, faith in going slowly and not rushing in when fools rush in where angels fear to tread. Yeah, no, it's cool. I'm good. Thanks.
Of course, you. So the lights come back on, and Carver seems bored of you, and yeah, you two are escorted back to your rooms. And but yeah, you um can
Escorted, you say?
yeah. Well, guided. The assistant seems to think you'll get
But
lost again.
what about that? As we're going, whoa, see what that emergency? What happened with the lights?
A mere fluctuation, the electromagnetic interference from the lightning and thunder from the lightning often causes power fluctuations. We get some power from the town.
You mean atmospheric phenomena?
Lightning is an atmospheric phenomena, yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of those around. Keep noticing a lot of atmospheric phenomena happening around here.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, on any planet that's Earth-like, you're going to get that, but still, just seems kind of, I don't know, kind of extra. And this station is this. That's what this station's here to study, isn't it?
That's classified. You're if you join us, we can tell you everything.
Yeah. Right. Great.
So, but yeah, here's but they take you back to your rooms, and yeah. What do you want to do?
So in class, we'll do the thing with the turning on the water again. So I hate to suggest. What do you think? What do you think the odds are that we could pretend to join them and then find out what we need to know and then somehow escape? That's my hard part. Is how you escape a place like this. That seems challenging.
Close to 0. Yeah. So we have gotten the information we will ever get out of this place unless we do something very radical, which is joining them and going deep cover or something like that. So if you want to do that, then you have to make that decision, and I will decide whether or not I want to get in on that, because my gut feeling here is that we want to get out before something bad happens.
The vibe check on this vibesy mission is that Dr. Carver is dangerous motherfucker. I mean, he's just got the vibe, you know. He's just got that vibe. He's like, "Hi, I'm in control of everything up here. I'm the local god now. Don't you want to team up with us?"
The vibe check also includes that I need to somehow prevent us from, being dumped with a gondola when we are leaving, if that's the way they want to dispose of us.
Yeah, that's a good point. Disturbing. Good point. I could do that.
Yes. So we'll see how we can navigate our way down, shall we? Before we, but we could make one final poke about while this storm is ongoing. If something weird and electrical happens again,
just watch out for atmospheric phenomena. I don't know if that's what AP. the AP project. You're talking about AP. I don't know what that. I'm assuming. I'm making a random guess again. I make a lot of random guesses that it's just for atmospheric phenomena. Like what if the weather is? I hate saying. What if the weather is alive here? What about that?
Well, it's not our problem. We just report the issues that
It's not
we've
our
seen
problem if we can
and
get off
the
this planet.
hints.
Yeah.
It's not a whole lot, but it's better than what they had before. So, shall we
Yeah.
poke about more, or shall we try to focus on getting out of here and not getting assassinated for having snooped about too much? Because it's very obvious that we are snooping, I think, at this point.
I think we need. I hate to say it. I think we need to poke about more. We still don't really know what the thing is.
Then we are increasing the risk, but okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Just tell me what you want to do.
Well, you remember how there were infrastructure to be maintained and all of that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they probably have that here as well, and fewer people to keep track of it. So, can we get into the walls?
Yeah, definitely. There are maintenance hatches everywhere. This place is more high tech, and there's more work to be done. There's more machinery. Yeah, it's and it's not like locked down. So
So I want to do the equivalent of crawling around in the air ducts. Orson, is that something you two want to do, or is that something, or do you want to do something different?
No, I think exploring inside this place, inside the walls, might be a good idea. Like if we can get down to where the generator is at, that sounds like great.
the reactor.
Yeah, the reactor. I'm curious how that works.
Yeah, that's pretty
it's
easy
a
to
reactor,
find.
but-
It's the radiation warning symbols. They just follow those.
Yeah.
All right. So you're going to the reactor, Orson. Klaus, do you have a
Well-
direction, or are you just going somewhere not the reactor? Or are you going to the reactor too? Like, are you staying together or splitting up?
I was thinking staying together would be better. There's only two of us, but
All
you don't
right.
have.
Yeah.
We can stay together. I'm
All right.
fine
So
with following.
both off to the reactor we go. You follow the radiation symbols, so you wait until you're sure the guide is left. When you open the doors to your rooms, you can hear soft, like ambient music playing in the distance, like from the direction of the main hall, and you hear like a slight mechanical kind of sound that stops after a minute, and then yeah, but you find the maintenance hatch. You take the maintenance tunnel. There's no one there. This place seems abandoned now, or like there's no one in the, well, at least you don't hear anybody in this section. Like I said, it's a big facility and there's not many people, so but you follow the tunnels and get to a small control room that is locked down. Actually, yeah, the control room itself is locked down. So you get to the door outside the control room of the reactor, but you can see its technical specs here, or its model number, and like a manual, little safety room, and radiation suits on pegs, basically. And yeah, seems like a backup or supplemental power source. Like, this is not enough to fully power the facility, but like they have to run. There are power cables and power lines running from the town all the way up here through numerous substations, and they have solar. Yeah, powering this facility is an ongoing challenge, and so they have multiple power sources, and this is just one of them. Yeah.
So the town has presumably its own power source, but also the town powers this. But also this place also has a reactor.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of power going around.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah.
As far as we can see, this looks like a perfectly normal reactor. There's no extra additions or that sort of stuff.
I don't know. Do you have any skills that would give you any idea of how the fuck what is standard for a nuclear reactor room?
Not really. I only have intellect or military training, if that applies.
Military training definitely does not apply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I certainly don't have a specialization. I certainly don't have a specialization in it, but I'm a scientist and I have an ego, so I want to try my 44 intellect anyway.
Yeah. I mean, if you fail, you do gain a stress. Don't forget that.
That's fine.
Okay.
You failed. 59, I failed it. I'll take that stress.
Yeah. Maybe not.
Right. We've witnessed a very critical piece of infrastructure.
Uh-huh.
Where do you want to go next, Orson?
I mentioned about all the
Labs,
power. I'm concerned about.
outside.
There are signs in the tunnels that indicate like actually yeah, there's hydroponics,
Ooh,
there is secondary labs, and there's AP lab.
oh man, that's a tie. That's I guess.
Oh,
I
and
guess.
workshop.
Okay, AP lab, but I definitely want to go to hydroponics after AP.
All right.
AP sounds like the most risky one since that's their big project that we've figured
Yeah.
out it's ongoing.
Okay. Is hydroponics maybe on the way to AP or are they in different directions?
They're different areas. Yeah.
Yep.
Which one do you want to do first, AP or hydroponics?
My gut leans hydroponics first in case there's
Okay.
something they're experimenting on this bioweapon there.
All right. Yeah,
But
maybe we
AP
can find
sounds
out.
like the place to go for actual intel.
You want to bet five credits? They got like a husk.
Yeah, you're
in
on.
the,
You're
in
on.
the
You're on.
hydroponics. Yeah. See if they got a
Yep.
husk in the hydroponics.
So you're going to hydroponics. All right.
Yeah.
You start walking towards that way, and you can hear someone up ahead. There's someone doing work in hydroponics. And in fact, you can hear voices up ahead. It's kind of odd, but you're in a darkened hallway just with red lights, and they aren't paying attention to you, so they don't notice you. But if you want to get closer, that'd definitely be a speed check to you know
I could try doing it, and maybe military training includes sneakiness, but
yeah, I'd allow that for sneaking up on unwary potential guards or that kind of thing.
also
So
you
it
were
was
about to
speed
say
check to
something?
get past. Oh, we could try if they see us, we could just tell them that we took Dr. Carver's offer and see if they buy that.
That's not going to last,
No.
That's not going to get us off this mountain.
No, that's
Maybe you stay back.
to
I'll
catch us.
sneak around, and
Sure.
you can claim that you were not part of that.
Sure.
If the worst comes to worst. If so, good luck.
Thanks.
All right, so what are you doing?
I'm sneaking
He's gonna
up.
sneak.
21.
21, you do make it. All right. You wait for the person to walk by, and you sneak up, and you can see this is the hydroponics lab. Goes multiple levels in the facility. It goes down and up. And in fact, they have a swinging trapdoor thing to open up the hydroponic lab / garden to the main hall. So there's light coming in from the main hall above, and it goes down several levels. So it's a very tall, deep section. Yeah, you could hear people talking. It's through glass walls, so you can't quite make it out. But you think you recognize Carver's voice. And there's a raised dais in the center of the hydroponics lab that has been raised up to the main hall level, with a little walkway extending to the main hall, which is obviously not standard scientific protocol for a hydroponics area. So, but most of it looks like gardeny, but like a garden that you would grow fruits and vegetables. And but there's a center area that's kind of like different. And yeah, so it's a really weird configuration for a hydroponics lab or hydroponics, garden. Um, and they're doing something with the hydroponics thing up in the main hall, which is also weird. So that's what you can tell from looking at a safe hiding spot while someone is monitoring and doing work, calibrating equipment and shit like that down here. They're just running by, so there's some kind of activity is going on. That requires someone in hydroponics to do things and people up in the main hall to do things. But you have zero fucking idea what this could be.
Harnessing the energy of the skies? I don't know.
Yeah, you're get. I mean, you know what you know.
Yep. So either I get closer to observe better, or I retreat back to Orson.
Yep.
Right?
Or you go back up to the main hall level to see it from an elevated position.
Or you could tell me to do that. Maybe I could do that.
Well, I mean, your radios aren't really going to work.
All right.
Yeah.
I have a choice to make, and I think discretion is the better part of valor. So I'll just get back to Orson and say that okay, there's something going on in hydroponics. The layout is really weird. There's something central to it. There can be a central base that can be raised up and down through it, and it goes to the main hall. We could sneak to the main hall and try to observe what's going on there. I could try to sneak back into the hydroponics and look at what's going on down there. But clearly, Carver was there. He was talking to some of the people. Clearly, there's something that they're experimenting on that involves both hydroponic main hall.
And you still think it's dais and it's raised.
Yep.
Still kind of want to check out AP, at least what we can. But after that, then we definitely need to see what's going on upstairs from the. I mean, you said since it's raised up to the common area or whatever it was, we can check on it from
the main
there.
hall.
But I do. I mean, while we're down here, I still want to try to check on AP.
Okay. You
Let's
head
go and
towards
do that.
AP, and the lights are on in AP, and there's somebody working in that area too. And that goes up. That's actually, you have to take a ladder to go up to AP. So that is, the AP lab is apparently above the main hall.
Huh. Really?
Yeah.
That's potentially concerning.
Okay.
I guess that makes sense. So the AP. Wait. So the AP. So we were kind of clambering around underneath in it like a perhaps even underground, right? And so, but like the AP thing is way up above, like in the sky, say for example, kind of.
Well, I wouldn't say above in this. I mean, it's like if you think of main hall and the lounge and your rooms are on the first floor, the reactor and the base of hydroponics is in the basement.
Yeah.
And the AP lab is like the third floor.
Yeah.
Out of how many?
5.
Oh, okay. So it's not at the top. Well, what's on floors 4 and 5?
You don't know. You didn't get a map of this place. You don't know the layout. In fact, they didn't give you a map of this place. You know, it's classified. So, yeah.
We're drawing the map as we speak.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
So
now
what do you want to do?
I'm curious about everything. I want to know what's. It's frustrating they won't just give us the answers, but I guess that was.
Like as if this was the central concept of the fucking scenario.
I know, but my character is that kind of person. Like,
I wish I could just throw the One Ring into the volcano. God, these guys keep getting.
I know why Claus received the things he did because they know who they sent him with.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I want to know the answer, and I'm impatient about it, and I'm not always necessarily very good at spy tactics. But,
yeah. No, it's not even spy. It's just I mean, sneaking around a place.
Yeah. Even that. But okay. I can't. It's a smorgasbord of things to try to discover. I'm afraid we're gonna run out of time, and either something will get us or whatever before we get there.
Yes. How many more risks do you want to take before we leave this place or get caught?
It's bold of you to assume we'll get to leave this place, but I want to know what's on floors 4 and 5 now, so I want to investigate that.
Well, you're in the maintenance tunnel below on the basement, so like there's the only thing leading up is to AP lab. It doesn't look like that.
Let's take the one to AP lab.
Yeah,
because we wanted to check that one out.
Well,
anyway.
That's a speed check to avoid detection.
All right, I'll try. Right. But just side note, that is very interesting. The fact that there is a ladder that gets from the basement up to the AP lab. That's still interesting.
It's a very narrow, like a dumbwaiter kind of style little shaft.
Yeah, that makes sense. But just the fact that it's theirs. Okay, my speed's a mere 34. It's probably not going to work. But
I'll give you a +10 to it because they are distracted.
Well, I succeed.
Okay.
With the +10, so 38 under a 44 made it.
All right, both of you sneak up there. As a scientist, you can tell this is like a high energy physics lab. Just from some of the machinery you spot on the walls, just like a kind of fucking resistors or like stuff to handle a lot of power coming in and out.
Like, I just blurt all that stuff out to Klaus because I like to sound smart.
Yeah, whisper to him.
Whisper all that.
Yeah, and you can tell that this lab also extends all the way to the top.
Ooh, so this is the other floors also. Wow.
Yeah, And it's right above where hydroponics is.
Oh dear.
And there's someone running experiments or something. There are some small windows that are flat. You can see brief glimpses of brightly, weirdly colored lights coming from there. There's a
You mean like
computer
the one-
terminal nearby that is password protected. But yeah, there's a lab technician or scientist doing something as you're watching from down the hall. They're doing some kind of activity, and pretty much everyone in the lab is working
Oh.
in multiple parts, in hydroponics to the AP lab to the main hall. Some important work is happening
Right, but like, how is there just one lab technician that we can see?
that you see in this section. You basically, this is what you see from looking, climbing up the ladder without being heard, and getting in the hallway and hiding behind a crate and seeing someone in a lab coat do push buttons on a wall and walk away. You don't know if there's other people about. There's weird energy sounds, so you can't really get accurate counts of how many people are walking. No one's talking as far as you can hear. Maybe, well, no, there's someone talking in the main hall. That's Carver, but you can't really understand him. Yeah.
What would I have to do to pass as a lab technician?
I don't know. What would you have to do?
Well, I mean, because my equipment just my equipment was like a freaking hazard suit. Probably doesn't look like what they're wearing, but I couldn't I be have regular lab technician stuff under the hazard suit? Take up the hazard suit.
You do not have their uniforms are distinct and different.
All right.
Awesome. There are 30 people in this station. They recognize each other on site.
Yeah. But
and they will recognize you because you've met them all.
Well,
this is true. Yep.
Okay, but my counterpoint is scientists get distracted pretty easily, and they don't always recognize faces very well.
But
but
it might work.
I would
they,
I would need the
glance
uniform
over.
at least.
If you played
the uniform,
Agent, if you played Hitman, like
I would need the uniform at least. I don't have the uniform.
Yeah, you don't have the uniform. That's for sure.
Yeah. All right.
So what do you want to do? There is a computer terminal you can get to without having to make another speed check to sneak up, but it is password locked.
Yeah.
Check for the yellow post-it note.
I'm gonna try the computer terminal. I don't have anything special for it, unfortunately, but I don't know. Try linguistics.
Yeah, sure. Common passwords. Yeah, give me a linguistics check. Sure.
Plus intellect. Okay.
AP is awesome.
Okay, I made it. 3. I rolled.
All
3.
right, so you look at the keyboard. You can see certain letters are have impressions, and you think of what word has those letters, starts with AP, and you have a flash of inspiration and a bit of dread too as you type in apotheosis and the computer unlocks.
God damn it. This is not good.
Good thing we know where the reactor is, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does that mean that so what
you unlock the computer? Yeah, you can start reading stuff.
I mean, apotheosis makes me think they're trying to make a god or something, which is usually not a good idea. But what are they trying to do?
Give me sanity check.
You got it. And well worth it. 62, probably. Let's see. Did not make that. Trauma response. When I fail standing, Steve, all close friends gain 1 stress.
Yeah, you gain a stress. You gain 2 stress. Cause you gain 1 from that. And give me a panic check, Orson.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
D20.
Yeah, I'm working on it. 1D20.
You wish you were eating dinner, but you'd eaten
dinner. Well, I think I measured my stress right. I was only at 12 stress, so
14
is.
How do you have 12 stress? I have 5.
A lot of failed rolls.
Oh god.
Anyway, 14 is greater than 12, so everything's fine.
You're fine. You keep your shit together. You're they made contact with an alien energy being.
God damn it.
And who they call the emissary of the stars.
All right, that's enough.
Go on.
Yeah, you don't want to hear
no,
about
no,
the
no,
energy.
no, no. I mean, keep telling me the rest, but like my conclusion is that's enough. We can just go leave now after finish the description.
Dr. Carver writes, it has proclaimed onto us that humanity is a historical hyper-object meant to stride the stars like titans. We are only opposed by temptations of weakness that cause us to stray from the path. And we uh, we must ascend. So they have been communing with this energy being, which resides in the upper atmosphere, as far as much as they can tell, and they have been trying to link, ascend from physical form into energy form, and they think that the key to this is actually through the husks. That they have the husks. There's an origin project file of the husks of what they know about the origins of them, but you don't read that. What you do read is they've modified the husk to absorb a subject and retain the intelligence, not just genetic data,
Great.
in such a way that then that being can be transferred into reverse photosynthesis, turned into solar energy, and that somehow allows it to become like the part or absorb or a new emissary of the stars.
So hang on. So they turn people into plants, and then I mean the plant husk to and then try to make those genetically modify those so they can do quote unquote reverse photosynthesis, so that the plant creatures could turn themselves into energy. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, using the emissary as a catalyst.
Uh-huh.
It only works with the emissary.
Well, you gotta have a catalyst.
You gotta have a catalyst. Yeah, obviously.
And the emissary, well, most processes are like, and the emissary was what exactly?
An energy being that they made contact with.
It's just here on the planet or something.
They've communed with it. They're I mean, this is you're reading the executive summaries, right? Like you're not. There are thousands of pages of documentation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if only you could copy them.
Oh, sure. You want to copy them?
Yeah.
There's a little USB stick. Yeah.
Copy. Okay.
All right.
I need to get back to class. We need to get out of here, or we need to get back to our rooms. So that's my plan now. Okay. We don't need to see what's happening in the dais. I whispered to him, what's happening in the dais? They're probably turning people into plant monsters. I'm not. Whatever. The main takeaway is they're trying to turn humans into a god, which I have mixed feelings about it in principle, but in practice we should only do that with consent, and I'm sure they're not getting proper informed consent.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were trying very hard to get our consent, so
yeah, that's not
maybe that's good. But let's just
that's a hard-nosed salesman tactic. You do not want that on your I'm going to turn into a god person. You want something much friendlier.
Well, anyway, our plan is to just pretend we never saw anything and leave, right?
Yeah. Also, here's if possible, I'm going to copy all the data I have to some. If he has his own USB stick to his own,
do you have a USB stick on your character sheet? You found the one next to yeah.
Okay.
You have the
You've
one
stolen
USB.
a USB stick.
We have that's going to be how they get us.
Notice
so
that's going to be how they get us. Yeah.
Well, all right. So the two of you do so, and shortly after you do that, your computer pings red.
Of course it does.
And you look and you can see every time files are copied onto an external media, it sends an alert to the system security method. Would you, and actually an automated message pops up. Please describe the nature, the reason, please, no prior consent given for data transfer. Please explain to administrator why you have copied data onto an external media. You have 30 seconds to comply.
pure curiosity.
Oh, no.
Well,
They
I'm going to
shove
tell them
you
the truth.
aside
Yeah.
and dump a whole bunch of words from the Signs of Parasitical Infection pamphlet regarding to quarantining information and securing it for like safekeeping in a different place, like just from like, and basically using the infection protocols described there to like, oh no, we're just taking a security backup.
All right. So
Can I use intelligence?
it's not something.
Okay, then
Yeah,
that's not gonna work.
not gonna work. The the PA system crackles on.
Yeah.
Wow. Really fucked now.
Yep.
Orson, Mr. Calvert and Mr. Nadeau, this is Dr. Carver. You're out of your rooms.
Getting called to the office of the principal.
And we have just received a notification that there's an unauthorized copy of sensitive company data onto an external media. And I would like you to reveal yourself to the nearest personnel for a peaceful surrender, so no one has to get hurt.
Yeah, I'm probably just going to do it. I don't really have a complicated plan for how to not comply. I'm probably just going to try to comply.
I mean, if you make an intelligence check, or you can use military training for evade capture, you could come up with some plans off the top of your head.
Sure.
I'm definitely going to
let's each try that shit. Yeah.
And I'll fail.
Okay.
So I'll take a stress.
Yeah, Orson, what about you?
Dice bursting. 48. What the hell is my intellect? It's close. Fuck me. My intellect's 44.
No, I'll give you both a plus 10 bonus because you did get one thing I did not mention in the docking area is that there was a row of jetpacks, and the jetpacks would be enough to get down the mountain. Like, they can't go thousands, 500 feet straight down, but like you could use them to go down deep slopes pretty fast, safely, theoretically. And if you go by jetpack, it's a lot faster to get back to town. Mm-hmm. So, and if you can get back to your shuttle, you can just get the fuck out of the planet. Fuck everyone else. Yeah.
There you go.
So do you want to surrender, or do you want to try and get to the dock? Big damn heroes jetpack.
I am definitely going for the go to the dock. You can surrender if you want, Orson.
No. Given those options, I want to get out because I'm obviously surrendering is not going to go great.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Are you taking the ladder? Or are you going to look for another way down?
What's wrong with the ladder? I guess they would expect it or something.
I don't know. I'm just asking.
Yeah, but anyway.
We don't have any kind of like clue on as to the interior and how we could get there faster. So I'll take the ladder.
All right. Probably both of you want to make athletics checks, speed checks.
Yep. God damn!
Is that a crit failure?
That's a crit failure.
All right. I'll let you choose if you want to take if you want to go slow, or if you want to lose an item and take some damage as you bash your way down as you slip down the ladder.
Did not make the thing.
I want to go very fast.
So all right.
I'll take damage.
All right, so you lose an item, and you take 1d10 damage as you bash your head on things. You take 8 damage.
Yep. Ow.
Yeah, you're bleeding in the head a little bit, and
I'm down to 2 health on my current wound.
Yep, and
what items did I lose?
Yeah. I'll say the plot item you can keep, but no, you choose it. It can be the plot item.
It's part of a loadout item, correct?
Yeah, just something you're carrying.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'll lose
my revolver.
Yeah, I have it.
So you can lose that one.
I don't want to.
I have.
Well, you can take because you only regular failed, Orson. You could take damage or lose an item.
Oh well, I'll take damage then. I have hit points to lose. And the character's like, "What? Yeah, no, you take damage now."
Okay, so
you only take
I
1 damage. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
fine.
there
Yeah.
you
I
go.
really have 2 items to lose. One is the challenge coin, and one is the flamethrower. So I'm going to lose the flamethrower.
Oh, Steve!
Yep, Steve's gone.
All right, yeah. So you get down to the ground floor. You start. Well, no, you're making running. The only thing is that the dock goes. In order to get to the dock, you have to go through the main hall. So as you come out of the maintenance tunnel and get into the main hall, running to the dock, you can see a few dozen people all looking around. They're all looking confused. They're all scientists. They're not like trained security people. They're slow to react, but they see you two running to the dock. And Carver's like, "What are you waiting for? Get them!" And they start. Oh shit! Yeah, we have to. They start running after you. You can't see there's weird unearthly light coming from behind them, as the area between the lab and the hydroponics garden has some weird energy to it, but you can't really see it because there's people between you and it. But anyways, that's another speed check to get to the jetpacks and take off.
Yeah.
Right, and that is speed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speed check, right.
I fail.
Or you could try and slow down the people by shooting at them or whatever.
I have nothing to shoot with.
Yep.
We
I
both
didn't make the
fail.
speed check. I could
All
try to
right.
shoot them, I guess, but
Do you want to go slow or do you want to take damage?
I want to go fast.
take
All
damage.
right.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Both of you take another D10 damage as you that's 10 damage for Orson and
Ow.
10 damage for both of you.
Also,
yeah.
those failed checks should add to our stress, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Um
14 stress then.
or you can lose an item instead of taking 10 damage.
I don't have that many items, and I'm not gonna lose the gun.
What happens when you go down to 0 health is you take a wound and then you go continue going down from there, correct?
Yeah. Basically, like, how much did you go over a wound by?
Although the GM
8.
can
So
roll
you take
for what
8 off your current wound. So yeah.
Yep.
the GM can choose to roll for what the wound is, also, which can be exciting.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That is
There's
a
a
good
table
point.
somewhere.
Yeah, there is a table somewhere.
I don't have it off the top of my head. I can look for it if I got it.
That is a good
Probably
point.
take me a minute.
Let's see here. Surprise cover. Wound. This is definitely blunt force. Let's see here. Do. 1. Winded until you catch your breath. So disadvantage on your next speed check. Actually, I'll let you use strength. So basically, the two of you grab your jetpacks and take off, but don't and fuck it up so that you land hard. So you're winded. Both of you take a wound though, right?
Yep.
So
I hope
yeah.
not.
All right.
No, I haven't taken enough damage for a wound yet.
Oh, okay. Well, then
okay.
you don't.
Then it's just me.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're wounded, Klaus. As the two of you land out, it is raining. It is dark. You sail down the mountain, but the jetpack does have lights, so you can see the ground. There's a impact. So you have to hit the thing. Basically, it's like jumping off a cliff and then hitting it so it neutralizes your velocity at the last second. So you just land, and then you slide down the mountain, and then you go again.
I feel like it's kind of like a challenge of trying to land on an aircraft carrier multiple times.
Yeah. There's like little cliffs, little abutments that are flat enough for you to land on. And they actually have these marked because they have to go down on the jetpacks too to fix like the power cables and shit like that. So you can see the markings. They're actually brightly lit reflective landing pads that you need to so yeah, it's very video game. But Klaus, you both eat shit as you land the first time. Your ankles are just screaming in pain. Yeah, but they're scrabbling behind you. Now, to get down and so basically the way is lit. The way to back to town is a pretty clear path, as there's power cables and power lines and pylons. The question is the people behind you also have the jetpacks and they know how to fucking use them. So I'll roll for them, but they'll make checks as well. So yeah, give me, you can use make another strength or speed check. I'll let you choose. It's athletics for sure to get down the mountain, and then you'll be in the forest.
I mean, if I have disadvantage to speed, I'll use strength.
Yeah. If you use
right.
strength, though, you'll take 1 damage automatically as you're tearing muscles and just muscling through it and bruising yourself.
I'm also choosing strength because it's 4 points better than my.
All right, so both of you take A damage.
Oh, except I made my strength check. Haha.
Well, you take it regardless because strength is
right.
not.
Yeah.
I only make it if my military training can count.
I thought you had athletics too.
I have that as well, if that counts.
Yeah, definitely athletics. Yeah. So you're fine. Both of you are
fine.
Yeah. You're being chased at by people as they're coming out. You hear a gunshot in the distance. It's too far to possibly hit you. But you're on the ground following the power cabling. So both of you give me fear saves because now you're in the forest at night and the husks are hungry.
Yep.
Really wish you still had Steve, man.
Well, I make.
Yeah, I did make my fear save.
That is another 2 stress, and give me a panic check.
Well, fuck. Good luck, everybody. Okay, I still made it. 19 is greater than 15.
God damn.
Yeah.
He's too afraid of everything else. To be afraid of the husks.
Yeah. I'm still rational. I'm afraid as fuck, but I'm afraid of the correct things.
All right. Both of you give me speed or strength checks. If you use strength, it's 1 damage as you're bruising yourself.
Plowing through the woods.
Yeah.
I make it. Yes, I make it.
I made it again. I take my 1 damage, but I made it
as well.
Yep, you both take your damage. You're getting beaten up.
I still haven't taken any wounds yet. I guess my character was lucky that he was very healthy. So.
Yes, you have 20 health. That's insane.
Yeah, that's what it rolls.
Someone's taking a shot at you, Orson. As they have rifles, but they crit fail. Cool.
Fail.
So you hear an explosion of a laser rifle. As it shorts out.
Do not fire when wet.
Yeah, basically. So you get through the first valley. You're rounding around the mountain of the second gondola station. But you can hear when you glance back, you can see afterburners of the other jetpacks chasing after you. To get back to town is 1 more strength check.
All right, let's go. I fail.
Okay.
I failed that one.
All right, you can lose an item or you can take damage as you crash land onto you didn't critically fail, so you don't land in the forest itself. You're still on path, but you're gonna hurt or lose something. So
I can't remember if I lost it.
I'll take damage.
Electronic tool set or not. Oh,
sorry, that was not a D10, not a D100. Yeah.
Oh, God
Jesus.
Damn.
Yeah. So yeah, Klaus, you're gonna take another 10 damage.
Yep. Ow. That's my second wound. Ow.
Yep. Let's find out what that is. 2. Let's see here. Sprained ankle.
Makes sense.
That makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Makes infinite sense.
All right, and then
what is the effect of that?
Disadvantage on speed. I think winded just gives you. Yeah, I think maybe winded just gives you disadvantage on everything. So on anything physical. Anyways, let me roll damage for. Or no, I think I rolled 3 damage for Orson.
Okay, I'll take that. I did also. I lost an item, but I can't tell. I don't remember if I already lost the electronic toolkit or not. But anyway,
You have not.
Okay,
Okay.
well you've lost it now. Then you can do
Yeah.
that instead of taking damage.
All right.
So the two of you get back to the edge of town. It is night. It is raining. It is lightning and thunder. The jetpack's behind. You don't know what's been radioed ahead of you, if anything. And
If I have any way to contact the ship, I'm gonna contact the ship and tell it. Tell
there's
them.
nobody in the
whatever.
ship. It's at night. They're the other
Oh.
4 members of your crew.
We know where
Really?
they're quartered, though.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna send a really urgent message that they should get back to the ship if they want to not get left
with
behind.
what?
With what?
Fuck. I don't know. I guess I'm not.
We need to just hammer down the door, get them out of bed, grab the keys, and go.
So you land on one of the open platforms of the town, drop the jetpacks, I imagine, and start running and
we need to get on the ship anyway because, like, if we're lucky, hopefully the ship will be kind of like neutral ground or something. I don't know how it works.
No, it won't be.
Nope.
We need to get out of here.
Well, sucks for those 4 people then. I don't know. I mean,
all right. All right, so you're both trying to get the people, the other 4 crew members.
No, I want to get to the ship, and I'd like to.
Okay.
I'd like to have a way to radio the people, but I want to get to the ship more importantly than the people.
All right, so you all right. You stagger your way to the ship. What about you, Klaus?
I'm waking the people so we can get some help.
Okay, so you limp to the other.
We don't have a pilot.
Yeah.
So okay, all right. Well, we don't know a pilot. If there's any part,
the 3 of the crew members are there. The pilot is not there in his bunk.
Motherfucker.
If there's any part,
yeah.
Okay. Well, if there's some people on the ship, I will try with a hand to convince them we need to prep the ship as much as possible, as quickly as possible.
Well, you're in the ship. You're doing that. You're What are you telling the 3 crew members, Klaus?
Well, mate, we need to get out of here. It's very bad. It's very, very bad. Let's go.
What the fuck?
They're trying to make a god.
Yeah, they're drunk. They're hungover. You're rousing them. The fear in your eyes and voice seems to persuade them.
I'm sure one way or another. Even if I didn't have time to explain everything, I told Klaus they're trying to make a god. It's generally bad.
I did not say that. I did not say that to them.
Well, okay. So you're in the ship, Orson, and did I give that scientist a name? The botanist,
Melania or
Isaac is a good scientist name.
Yeah, no, Millennia. Yeah,
right.
Millennia.
She was the engineer.
She's the engineer. So Isaac the botanist is like, hey, he's calling from outside the ship. What are you doing?
We need emergency evac. I mean, Klaus is trying to get the rest of the crew members. I'm trying to get on the ship right now. We need to leave now. We found out what they're.
Oh no, you're on the ship prepping it for launch.
Okay, yeah.
But like one of our crew members.
So let me paint this scene. Hold on. Okay. So Orson, you're on your shuttle. I don't know that part that extends downward, the plank or whatever.
Gangplank or whatever.
Yeah. That's open.
The name of our company. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're in the ship pushing buttons, turning things on, getting the ship ready for launch. It's out in the open, so this is raining. So Isaac has stepped onto the gangplank onto your ship. He's looking at you. He's like, what's going on?
We need to go right now. We figured out what they're up to, and they know that we know.
Who's up to?
We need to go.
Isaac is one of the townspeople, remember?
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's the botanist. No, he's the botanist.
Oh, okay. The botanist I talked to earlier.
Yeah. The pilot's not been named, but Isaac, the botanist you talked to earlier, the one who you drank with earlier, he's out there. He's asking you what you're doing. Yeah.
Ross, it's worth noting I still have a revolver on me. I'm not doing anything with it. I just want to note that I have
it. Okay, sure, yeah.
Hey,
didn't you drop it?
Hey there. No, I didn't. I did not. Hey there, Zick. How's it going? Did you know they were trying to make a god?
What are you talking about?
up there. I gesture to the observatory. Up there, the observatory, the Enlightenment Project, or whatever they want to
Look, you
call
don't
it.
have clearance to lift off. You need to. I mean, it's a storm. It's
Could
the
you give us
weather's too
clearance?
bad.
We really need
I'm a
clearance.
botanist. I
We
don't
have
give
to
people
go.
clearance, but like, look, nobody's working. We can't. It's going to be real dangerous for your ship to go off in the middle of the night
I
when your crew's
appreciate.
hung over.
I
And
appreciate that information. Thank you, Isaac.
look, come out of the ship. Let's talk about this.
I'll stand at the top of the gangplank, but I'm not coming ship.
Look, you can't. It's against regulation to lift off in this weather.
Uh,
Um, just come off the ship. He starts approaching you.
okay, Isaac, you need to stand back, buddy. Stand back.
Look,
No, don't approach
you're
me.
acting erratic. We got a message saying that you had a psychotic breakdown and you attacked someone on the station. I need.
Hey, that's that's what they said. I've got my own version and a revolver, so you need to stand back.
Are you taking the revolver out?
Yeah, but I'm not going to aim it at him yet. But it's
Whoa!
in
Put the
hand.
gun down.
No, you get off the gangplank. You're going to get off the
He
gangplank,
takes
right?
another step forward. You need to.
Okay, shoot.
All right, roll combat.
Sorry, we're at that part of the game. I'll probably miss anyway. It's fine.
I'll give you +10. You're at close range.
All right. 46. What's my combat? 37. That's what we say. Okay. So
That is a hit.
47.
+10.
Yeah, barely. With the +10, it's barely it. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. What is the damage?
I've got that.
Revolver.
Somewhere.
1d10
plus
1. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
1.
Okay, so 2. Because I didn't put the +1 on, so 2.
Oh, actually, yeah. NPCs they just have wounds, so they just count as a wound. So so he just falls over dead. A knife clatters out of his hand that he's holding behind his back.
Well, bring a knife to a gunfight.
Make a fear check. You just shot someone.
Yeah, sure, fine.
Meanwhile,
32.
Klaus, the 3 crew members are slowly getting
not
up there,
that.
but the pilot is not here. Now, the other crew members can pilot it, but they're not as good. And, there is a storm overhead. So,
Yep.
What do you want to do?
Where's the pilot?
Oh, I think. Oh, he hooked up with that hottie. Oh, what was their? Oh, fuck. No, it was Ray. No, it was Kai. Yeah, it was Kai. Yeah, no, that which Kai? The Kai.
Hurry up.
The Kai with the tattoos or the Kai with the piercings? The Kai with the piercings. No, it was the tattoos. So the 3 Stooges are talking about like which Kai.
Do any of you have a piece? Do any of you have a piece? Whether you last see him.
A what?
A piece. A gun.
A gun?
Yes.
Why do you need a gun?
Because we're under. Are you with Gangplank or not? Like,
yeah.
If everyone here has a piece.
Well,
or
yeah.
Some kind of weapon.
Fine.
Is
here.
it on you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, right. I need it. Where K? A Kai?
Kai.
Right? Piercings?
Yeah. Yeah, here's an SMG. Yeah. So they hand. Oh no! Yeah, here's my combat shotgun.
Okay, combat shotgun. They might try to arrest us. Get to the fucking
shuttle.
All right.
And protect Orson. I'll try to find the pilot, but if I don't turn up, you know what to do.
Yeah. Give me intellect check.
All right. Just over, so I fail.
All right, so you run into 3 people that have handguns that are clearly been and they so they don't use you see each other at the same time. What are you gonna do? It is dark. You do not know who they are exactly. You're outside, looking for Kai, and they are definitely people, locals, not the pilot.
Can I have a disadvantage on speed checks? So I'm just going to start blasting.
All right.
I blast.
All right. Roll 40. No, yeah, you just kill one, and he goes over the railing onto the ground below, and one panics, and let's see how many of them panic. Let's see here. Let's say 25. So that guy panics. He needs a 25 or less not to panic. They both panic and drop their guns and run in the opposite direction. But yeah, you just shot a dude. You're a Marine though, so you don't have to make a fear check for that. So you give me one more intellect check.
That makes.
Okay.
I'm surprisingly clever for a Marine.
Yeah. You find Kai's room. It is closed. How are you getting his attention?
Maybe by blasting the lock off the door.
All right, yeah. They're screaming from inside. You see the pilot and Kai are naked under blankets. The pilot is screaming at you. Yeah.
Bug out protocol. Bug out protocol. Get going. Get going.
All right. Yeah. All of you run back to the ship. And as they start firing on your shuttle as you're leaving. But with small arms, which they don't have anti-ship weapons at this town.
Yeah.
And as the pilot starts ascending, it is rough, and you are all buckled in. Give me strength checks to avoid air sickness.
I make.
Okay.
Or am I at a disadvantage because
you're at a disadvantage for this? Yeah, you're freaking.
Okay, I fail.
Yeah,
I didn't make mine. I failed mine. I also failed my previous fear check, whatever that did to me.
Oh, that's another stress.
Yeah.
You shot a dude. Yeah.
We have not had a fun time.
We have not had a fun time. And the two of you, but then the lights in the cockpit, it starts getting lighter in the cockpit, and you look out the windows of the cockpit from the rear area.
Energy shielding. Do we have any kind of energy shielding?
No.
Oh, god
damn it. The pilot starts having a seizure, it sounds like. So
co-pilot?
yeah, the co-pilot's not having a good time either. So
try closing your eyes and just fly on instruments, or they'll use the force or some shit. I don't know. Just don't look at it.
You just talking to him to try to encourage him?
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
Well, I can also try rolling something else if you want. But
yeah. Yeah. You tell me. What are you doing?
God damn it! I don't know. Do I have any chance to pilot the thing?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, but like, the pilot's undergoing a seizure. That's obviously not a coincidence. Something outside's causing the seizure. How do I prevent seizing
the
and
energy
also try to fly the
How
ship?
do we ground it? How do we?
There's a first aid kit with meds. You could try and drug the pilot.
Meds. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's stim him up or something.
All right. Trucks.
Use the purple powder.
Yeah.
Actually, you mentioned purple powder. I do have a trinket. I have a trinket.
You do have exobiology, so yeah, I'll let you use
I have
this.
exobiology, but I also have a trinket that says medical container purple powder, whatever that is.
It's just a trinket.
Yeah, it's just a trinket. It's more for relieving stress. So you do have a stim pack, and you could use that on the pilot. So yeah, give me an exobiology check to try and dose the pilot correctly to deal with the seizure from an alien energy being.
Yeah.
How do we do this now again?
So that's a failure?
No, hang on. 44. Yeah, I missed it. That's failure.
All right, the pilot is the ship starts shaking badly. What are you going to be doing, Klaus?
Well, if the co-pilot isn't making it, then I'll try to steer the ship, I guess.
You realize though you could try to you feel this pressure on your minds as the energy being is trying to commune with you. So yeah,
I'm not inviting him in.
okay.
Do I feel that
Well,
pressure?
yeah, of course, yeah.
I'll invite it in. Hey, what's up, energy being?
It wants one of you. It craves new experiences.
What do you mean it wants one of us? Wants one of us to stay behind or something? Like jump out of the ship? I don't understand.
Do you accept? Will you
Yes,
commune with
yes,
the
no.
emissary?
Hmm. I mean, I take out the USB drive and I hand it to Klaus first. Here, take this.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay, Klaus takes that. Okay, I'll commune with the energy being. Fuck it.
All right, Klaus, give me a sanity save.
Oh God. 99.
All right, you pass out, and you wake up. The pilot has recovered. You've docked. They look. Everyone looks ashen and gray, like And there you don't see Orson. There's just a pile of ash in the middle of the shuttle.
Wow.
Yeah, you get back to the ship, Klaus, battered and bruised, and your ship makes an emergency escape. And you report back to Parthenon, and you don't know what happens after that, but you
Nope.
found the secret of the station above the clouds. And
There's going to be some interesting discussions between Parthenon and Nagoro.
Nagara, yeah, and Orson, you're now. Are you obliterated, or have you ascended to a new form? Are you one with the emissary?
I'd like to retain identity if possible, and I want to
Sure.
make it clear to the energy being that Dr. Carver is not the energy being's friend. As an enemy.
Oh, well, you can commune with him over. Well, yeah, okay, that's interesting. But have you considered the entire universe, from all space time?
That
And
does seem
so,
pretty neat. That's a compelling
yeah,
argument.
yeah. So, yeah, let's go rewatch The Big Bang.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Okay, so I'm
Yeah,
doing that.
yeah.
I'm lost to that. I'm lost to
Mm-hmm.
the experience of experiencing all the stuff scientists wish they could but can't.
Yep. So that's Station with the Clouds. Just some
We
guys.
leave with Klaus bitterly staring at the challenge coin he won for succeeding the mission. He gets to keep it now.
Yeah. But yeah, I was slightly inspired by a place I visited in Japan called the Iya Valley. And
something with gondolas. I knew we were kind of fucked on gondolas when you mentioned gondolas. I'm actually
so this is what the
surprised
area.
they play more of a role.
Well, yeah, they have lots of bridges. They do have some gondolas, but it's more just like an incredibly beautiful area of Japan. So I was just like, ooh, that looks neat. And so I wanted to go there. Or that's where we went, one of the places we visited in Japan. So it's like, oh, this would be neat to set a game here. And yeah, so in fact, we saw this particular thing, this gorge, a bouquet. Yeah. Questions, comments, discussions. You guys have fun, I hope.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah. For once, one of my guys survived with 4 health left.
Damn.
I like the scientist archetype. It's interesting. We wound up like I was at the end. I was kind of wishing that we had firewall as a backup because it feels like a firewall kind of mission where they would.
Yeah. By the way, I got these two entities from the unconfirmed contact reports. From Mothership, the husk and the energy beam is called the Star Shade. So if you have the Mothership box set, you get the unconfirmed contact report. And so these are just from they're just like, I just flipped through. It's like, oh, that looks neat. Oh, that looks neat.
Use them both to sow confusion.
Yeah, the Ia Valley has Nagaro Scarecrow Village, which is another place I visited in. That's where I got the name
Nagaro from.
Yeah, so that's
what is it with Japan and puppets and
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's actually a very nice, neat little, beautiful little place. I wish I got to spend more time. But anyways, yeah. But yeah, it was mostly the geography of this valley that really is like, oh, this would be cool. But yeah. Yeah, I took the same photo too on my phone. We stopped at this exact overlook where you can see this area, and I took some photos.
Cool.
It's pretty neat. Yeah, lots of cool bridges, lots of cool sites. Very cool. Anyways, thank you all so much for playing. In an hour and a half, I'm going to be back here with a live stream of Letter Narrative Dissonance
Oh, that's right.
with me and Greg Stolze and James Wallace, because scheduling is a thing.
Yeah.
And I scheduled this before we scheduled the live stream. I'm like, all right. So yeah, I need to eat some food between now.
Yeah, I hope we haven't tired you out too much.
No. This is fun. Yeah. This is fine. Yeah, 3.5 hours is perfect for our Patreon game. So
Yeah, I've grown up on so much sci-fi. It's pretty easy for me to slip into various versions of the scientist archetype. That's why I was like, oh, I'll just go scientist.
Yeah, if you guys had not poked around on the computer, you could have gotten away. But it's like, yeah, well, you can't find out the thing until you do something incredibly risky.
No, that's how the game is.
We had a mission. You know, we were supposed to find out the things, and we should find out the thing, and we found out the thing. And we ran away.
It makes for a way more dramatic end that we jetpacked down 3 mountains and only nearly died, and one of us actually died.
You can also tell I played Space Marine 2 recently because of all the jetpack shit. It's like, jetpacks plus this valley. That would be cool.
Klaus has a hell of a story to tell, and I might reuse him at some point.
Jetpack hopping your way down a mountain does seem sci-fi plausible, so it works.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially if we take damage every time we land.
Yep. Well, if you just kept failing those rolls, you kept eating shit on the landing.
Which is the nature of Mothership. That's gonna happen. Also, I see also the influence where you're like it is very blue collar. Where it's like, I don't know, the pilot hooked up with somebody. I don't know.
Yeah.
These are your late game complications in Mothership.
Oh yeah. They had warning signs about avalanches, but not jetpacks. Yep.
Oh, I have one question, and that is, what was that scorched area that we witnessed?
Oh, that was where the entity, like, they shot a satellite into orbit, and that activated the entity. It shorted out the satellite, and it was just in space nearby, but that caused the entity to become interested in the planet. So it was a failed satellite launch. So
that Dr. Carver thing. I mean, again, it's so very, very Dr. Who. I was very tempted just to call the plant monsters vervoids or cranoids. They've had multiple different plant monsters, Dr. Who.
Oh yeah, so the husks were a failed bioweapons project from the terraforming thing.
We never figured that out.
That was Dr. Carver has been lying to the corporation about how bad the husks are. But he sends back enough useful data to keep the station running. So he's been hiding the existence of the energy being entirely. So,
which is why that conversation between the two corps is going to be so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, secrets within secrets. But yeah, thank you all so much for listening. Thank you all so much for supporting RPPR on Patreon. I'm trying to, we do have a Patreon. Patreon.com/RPPR, where you can play in games like this, listen to mini bonus podcasts, and also get access to videos. We're doing videos now, where we do videos of the RPG PDFs that we review. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, you can see we're talking about a RPG. Lots of cool stuff, and something worth checking out. That's it. That's all I got for now. See you in 90 minutes. Bye.